Second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about...
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
English, mother...
Body, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Let's put a smile on that face.
What's up, film fam, and welcome to the Film Room Podcast. My name's Dion.
And my name is Scott.
And today, you might as well call us Troy Bolton and Chad because the boys are back. Because today we are celebrating, I didn't even really realize until we picked the movie, that's the 30th anniversary of the 1995 Michael Mann film Heat.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it perks out perfectly.
You know what? That's true.
And I'm rocking the Heat jersey.
Oh, you got the... What does that have to do with...
Heat.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I was thinking Miami for some reason. I was like, this is in LA, but you're right. Heat. Yeah, and you're right. I noticed it's 1995, but I didn't put that together that it's...
I let it until I wrote it down and I realized I was like, oh, it's been and I was watching an interview that was the 20-year anniversary and I was like, oh wait, it's the 30th.
Right.
But in this episode, we're going to be giving our general thoughts. We're going to hear from the listeners during our family meeting, and then we're going to get into our deep dive. And most importantly, at the end, we have our award show called the Filmies, so you're going to stay tuned for that. But with that being said, I think it's time to get into our general thoughts.
General thoughts.
That is so much better in person to do that, because sometimes on the Riverside, it's just like, is he gonna do it now? Is he gonna do it now? But I'm seeing you in person. It makes it so much easier. But what's your thoughts? Is this your second time seeing it?
Yeah, second time. I saw it for the first time about a month ago.
Okay.
And I heard so much about it. It's so highly regarded and it's been so influential, especially like in heist movies, just in general. But this movie is awesome. It's super good. It's got A1 characters. I think the best part of this movie is its characters, especially our main two guys, Neil and Vincent, Al Pacino and Niro. To me, the first two acts are incredible stuff, going from score to score, super fast pace. Everything's super interesting. We're learning more about these two guys and the crew that's working and how Vincent is chasing them. And then to me, the third act loses me a little bit. Like when we get into like Edie and Justine and like the relationships with these two guys, I don't really care that much. And like Lauren, Natalie Portman's character, why is that even in there? Van Zandt, like just like all the finishing stuff around that, like I just don't really care that much about. So it's a little, I think there's definitely some stuff that could be cut from this, but overall it's a great movie.
Yeah. I mean, because it's what's like the runtime's like 240, 250 around that. Yeah. So it is a lengthy movie. It's like, it's in that epic sense of like, it's like one of those long movies. It's just a crime epic, basically, kind of thing. And I agree with some of your points too. I love the movie. First of all, I think it has a great balance. And I think they're of the action and the character development. Because sometimes when you get those kind of gangster movies or those crime movies, you don't really get to see. We start with the family dynamic with the Al's character, Vincent. Usually you just maybe see them in the office and then you see their family later. We start with them right at home first. You're kind of seeing that dynamic first. Then he gets into his job.
True.
So that's something that, at least from the crime movies I've seen, is kind of like different in that sense. Because usually you get them in your job and then like, okay, let's see what their work life or their home life is like. And there is one point, like one subplot that I did kind of have an issue with. Like, and you mentioned a couple of the subplots, and there's one specific that I have an issue with, and we'll get more into that when we get into the deep dive. But this was I don't even know how many times I've seen this movie.
A bunch?
I've seen it a couple of times, yeah. But I saw I rewatched it recently, like a year ago, and I was like, I didn't appreciate it back then because I think the first time I watched it, I was just like kind of looking at it and not really. I don't know. It didn't connect with me as much as when I watched it the second time and then again this time. But no, I think the movie's great.
Yeah, I mean it's a good point about like how we see his family dynamic first, because I think like we see Neil, like from the other side, Neil and the crew, we see them working first, right? He's stealing, getting the ambulance. Val Kilmer's getting the explosives, and then they jump right into the robbery pretty much. Yeah, but we get Vincent's side of his family, because I guess his introduction, like the work side of this movie, is his investigation of the heist. Yeah. So it makes sense. Like they could have started just with the heist. Yeah. And I guess we start with like the pieces of it. Like I said, like getting the ambulance and the bomb, but they could have just picked up Waingro and just like started,
jumped right into
yeah,
it.
just
No,
jumped
it's true.
straight into it. So I mean, like the fact that the heist has to happen first for then Vincent to go and like do the investigation makes sense. That if you want to introduce your characters first, because like the whole big thing around this was like this is Pacino and De Niro,
Yeah.
and they were both like in their primes,
Yeah.
and this is the first time they're going to be on screen together, have this showdown, and so they're both equal on the poster on
Yeah.
the title card. They both come up with this. I noticed that like before it says Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, both on the same screen, and then Heat. Like, I feel like they just couldn't.
Not do that.
Well, they couldn't have one before the other, right?
No, it's
I feel
true.
like everything about this movie is like they are the top guys,
Yeah.
and like they're equal in like every way. Honestly, I'm surprised that it ended the way it did.
Yeah, no, that ending actually surprised me too, to be honest.
Yeah,
I guess it's more of like a moral ending in the sense of like you don't want to see the bad guys win kind of thing. I think that maybe I don't know. I didn't actually see him actually say that, but that's kind of how after it happened, that's kind of how I took it because I feel like the gangsters usually win
yeah,
for the most part. So it's like, oh no, this time actually the cops win.
yeah. Because normally, like these gangster movies, like we're with the
Gangsters the whole time.
Well, I guess they're not even gangsters. They're not a gang.
Yeah, that's
but-
true. This isn't. I'm just thinking about past movies.
Yeah,
that
I
they've
know what
been
you
in,
mean.
but
Like a heist movie with the criminals, the
yeah,
crew,
the criminals. Yeah,
and the cops are just like the bad guys, like chasing down our
Yeah.
crew, and we're like, no, these guys are sick.
yeah, exactly.
But like we get equal parts of both sides.
yeah,
And it's funny you say that like you don't want to see the bad guys win, and I guess in a sense they're bad guys because they're stealing stuff.
yeah.
But he like Neil kind of, I have it written down like he kind of is a good guy
Mm-hmm.
because they're only stealing like insured money, right?
Yeah.
Like when they go to the bank, it was like, no, this is all insured.
Yeah.
They steal the bonds from the one guy,
Yeah.
and then they sell it back to him and everything. Even when he punches the guy in the during the robbery,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's like, no, hold your head up, let it bleed,
Yeah.
let it bleed. It's just
Yeah,
like,
that was
I mean,
funny.
you just punched him in the face, but like, now you're being nice to him. So he actually kind of is a good guy.
That is true. We don't. I guess we just don't know his background. Like we don't know what he's done in the past. I never talked about. And I feel like if he was really that bad, they would have been like, oh, this Neil guy. We looked at his record. Like he's got a lot of things on his card. Like he's killed these many people. They never said that. So I don't think
they mentioned that he was in prison at some point.
Yeah.
Well, he says it, and he does say to Edie about like his family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like, I got a brother somewhere. I got I don't know my dad. Like, so basically, I guess that's kind of how they give us some empathy for him.
Yeah.
Like, this is how he
operates.
went
like
down
a-
this path.
Mhm.
Because he's not really a bad guy. I mean,
That
he's
is a
stealing
good
stuff which
point.
is illegal, but
No, that is a point. Yeah, I guess it's more so he's not like actually hurting anybody, but he's committing crime. So I guess that's the moral aspect of like
yeah,
we're not gonna have the again. I'm not saying Michael Mann did this specifically. Said that like I don't want this message to be not even like necessarily a message, but just have the cops win because it's also like a different. Because again, like you said, you weren't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it either.
yeah.
You just always kind of assume that the criminals are gonna get away with their heists, kind of thing.
I kind of thought like they would both. It would be like a stalemate kind of thing, where like because the whole movie, right? They're both at the same level. He's pulling off all this stuff, and then Vincent comes in and says like, "Wow, this guy's so good. Look, he's got escape routes over here, and he probably disabled that thing."
True.
And like, so he's calling out all the stuff that he's doing, but not till afterwards. So like, they have that mutual respect. I kind of figured it would just finish off like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Neil gets away, and Vincent's like, at least I ran him out of town. Like, you know, like he's still. They both kind of win.
Mm-hmm.
Like. That's what I mean. The fact, like, I feel like it was written into their contracts. So like, okay, no, we both have to be equal top billing on the poster and everything. The fact that one of them died,
Yeah, no, it is
one of them
surprising.
got to kill the other.
That is true. I didn't even think about that too. Yeah, it's like that. It's the showdown that we never really got. Like it's like the Kobe versus LeBron in the finals kind of thing. So then it just
Damn,
becomes,
if only we got that.
yeah, exactly. We never got it. We got De Niro and Al Pacino,
That's
but
true.
we didn't get LeBron and Kobe.
No.
But with that being said, I'm curious what the family had to say. So let's get into the family meeting.
I don't have friends. I got family.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the family meeting. This is where we get the film family. We're all part of the film family, and we want your thoughts on the movies that we talk about. And actually, shout out to Kobe, no relation,
Okay.
who requested this episode. So if you want to make a request, let us know through Instagram, anything, any DMs, messages, whatever. We're down to do some requests, especially a banger like this.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Great request, Kobe. But on our Instagram story, I asked, what do you like most about this classic? And Kobe himself said, the convo in the diner sold me on the whole movie. Thoughts?
No, I agree. It's a great scene because it kind of leads into what we were kind of talking about in the sense of like that Kobe versus LeBron dynamic, like actually getting to see, because the whole movie they're separated. They see each other from a distance, but it's kind of just like, let's talk this out. Like it's kind of, it builds right before we get like the obviously the shootout that happens, but it's like this little standoff that just it adds more to the hype.
Yeah.
So it is a great scene.
I feel like this is one that the whole movie is revolving around, is working around, it's leading up to this, and then the follow from it.
Yeah.
Like it's like this is such a pivotal moment. And I don't even mean pivotal in the sense of like the story, because it doesn't really change anything about the story, but like it's again building these two characters and telling us, the audience, what they're all about.
Yeah.
And then putting them face to face. Pacino, De Niro, two massive movie stars.
Yeah.
We had to get this face to face, and Michael Mann lets them cook, and it turns out it lives up to the hype. Like I feel like I wasn't there. Obviously, we weren't there when this movie came out, but I can just imagine all the hype coming into this of these two stars. You had to have a face to face with them.
100%.
Had to have it.
Because I told my dad we were doing this movie too, and he said he didn't see it. He said he didn't see it when it was in theaters for whatever reason. I don't know why, but he said that he ended up seeing it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, like yeah." The funny thing is when I said Heat, he's like, "That's the movie with Val Kilmer, right?" I'm like, "That's the first."
Val Kilmer?
Yeah, but then he grabbed the DVD. He's like, "Do we have that DVD?" And he looked at it. He's like, "Oh yeah, how did I forget?" Yeah. He's like, "I remember. Yeah, the whole showdown between De Niro and Al Pacino. This is what he said." So it's like, yeah, like it was looked at like that. It's like, oh snap, getting to see these two guys go head to head,
and the face to face, like even just the build up of. Like I said, the whole movie's kind of been a build up to this, but right before it, when Pacino comes in on the helicopter, they finally found Neil on his drive back home or whatever. So he helicopters in just to pull him over and say, "Hey, why don't I get you a cup of coffee?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Oh, snap, here we go." And like, it's just them like being vulnerable with each other, like showing that mutual respect, but also like the threats of like, hey man, if it comes down to it, you're going down.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, it's crazy, and it's like I had written down too, because now we're into it.
Yeah,
it was just like they were just so calm and present in the moment. Like as you were saying, it was like they were vulnerable. It's just like, this is who, like they're trying to learn about each other. It almost like felt like a first date. It's like, all right, now this is my guy. He's just like, yeah, this is the way I am. I'm not gonna change. It's like, this is the way I am. He's like, do you like your job? Like, like, do you like what you do? It's like, I can't do anything else. Like, this is all I can do. So I thought that was interesting how it didn't feel like an intimidation. Like no one was trying to intimidate each other. It's like, I feel like they were genuinely interested in the other person. They were trying to understand the other person's mind almost.
A regular life. Fuck is that?
Yeah.
Barbecues and ball games. That's a really good point. Yeah, being like a first date. That's a funny like comparison.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like just the calmness. I think that also is consistent with their characters too, being that they've both been doing this a long time. They're both absolute pros at it, right? Like when Vincent shows up for the first time, shows up to the crime scene of the armored truck.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, what do we got? They give him the rundown and he's like, okay, I want you check out these cameras. They stole the bonds because they're specifically going after this. They left the cash. We're going to check all the fences to see what they're doing with it. They dropped this third guy because they already had two bodies. What's a third? Like he's just breaking everything down and we're like, okay, this guy's a pro. And obviously Neil's a pro because he's thought out of all this stuff. You can see it like just even from each set piece, you can see how calculated he is and like how every detail is thought of. So when they get into this face to face, they're not going to be freaked out. They've been doing this. No. Like Vincent's took down a bunch of guys. Neil's obviously been face to face with cops that have been questioning him and stuff like that. And he can't shake.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like there was the meeting, it felt equal too. Like it didn't feel like anyone got over anybody on the just like, oh snap, like he got me. Or like and it didn't feel like either of them was like pushing to get information out. It was like to like what you're gonna do, what's your move, what are you guys doing? Like there was none of that. And another thing I put to is like another comparison is like it felt like the meeting of two countries before a war. It's like it's just like trying to see what they can get out of them and be like, okay. Like they didn't talk strategy or anything in that sense, like what kind of weapons you using or anything like that. But it felt very much like that. Like these were the two leaders of these two parties, and they're like, yeah, I met with the guy.
Yeah, that makes me think of like old like medieval times movies or something like that. Like before they got the two armies face to face, then the captains ride out to each other, and they have this standoff of like, I'm here to whoop your ass or whatever. But it wasn't that.
No, it wasn't.
It was like he didn't even ask him like, oh, what are you up to next? Like, what's your next score? Because he knows he's not going to tell him.
Exactly.
So I guess it's and it's smart too that like he's not here to arrest them because he has nothing on him.
Yeah.
So he's literally just talking to him, and the fact that they get vulnerable, how they see that they're the exact same person, they're just doing it on the opposite side of each other. But the way he's like, I've had 3, I'm on my 3rd marriage because all I do is chase guys like you. And De Niro has no furniture in his house because all he's doing is working. And he's like, this is all I know how to do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do anything else either. They both say the exact same thing. Yeah, very much face to again. I feel like that was like in their contract. They're like, I can't get one up, especially not in an acting scene. Like if one of them kills the other, like that's just a story thing. But like, okay, and this is a dramatic scene. We're gonna have you right up to each other. You're gonna clash, and it's like a unforced. What is it?
Movable object.
Unstoppable force meets an immovable object type of thing. Yeah, exactly.
And it's interesting too because it felt like there were different dynamics in their life because Neil felt like he was on his way out. You know what I mean? Like because there was this concept that he was talking about of like kind of talking about retirement, like in a life outside of this. But Vincent never felt like he was anything close to that.
True.
He never wavered. Like he has the family right there, and there was never moments where he was kind of like, maybe I should lean into more of this. There's a little bit of that, like after like the daughter ends up trying to commit suicide, and then they have like that moment like, man, we need to change. But like he didn't come to that on his own. Vincent Neil kind of feels like he's already there, where it's like he's really kind of looking to the future of like, yeah, it'd be nice to travel and just like stop.
Yeah.
Like, this almost felt like this is the last job. This is the last big job. Maybe I'll still do small stuff.
Right.
When he gets bored, maybe.
See, because that's what I was wondering too, because like I said, he's like, I don't really see myself doing anything different. I don't really much want to. But he also wants to get out.
Yeah.
So I wasn't exactly, but so maybe that just means, he wants to go to New Zealand, chill with his girl and do scores over there. I don't know. Like,
I guess it's just the fact that he's thinking about it.
Yeah.
And he verbalized it. We didn't really get that from Vincent. He never really verbalized in the movie of like, hey, maybe I should do something else.
Yeah.
But that was something I really just thought about right now, to be honest. I didn't even take a note on that. I'm just like us talking through it. And it's like, Neil definitely felt like he was leaning to more wanting to get out of it versus Vincent.
I agree with you. Man, what a scene. I actually read that De Niro, when he read the script, like that was the scene that like sold him on the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm sure those guys, even though like the competitive nature of being like a top like movie star, I feel like you'd want the challenge of being like, oh, I get to work with this other really great guy too. I don't know what the relationship was. I assume they like each other. I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know.
But even then, it'd just be like, oh yeah, I want to act with this guy.
Right.
Like I get the opportunity to go face to face. Like we just get to sit there, and it's not necessarily about us fighting each other. We're really just sitting and talking. It's like this is like a real challenge.
Yeah.
And
like it's like you said, that competitive nature of like, I don't want him to wipe me off the screen. Like I got to bring my A game because he's gonna bring his A game. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great, man. It's great. Do we have any? Is that everything?
Well, I got to shout out Mad Max. Who is a Spotify listener.
Yeah.
And he's been showing us a little bit of love. He's been commenting here and there. We've been talking a little bit through comments. And he said, really glad I found you guys. We're the same age and we've seen pretty much the same things. Looking forward to listening.
Hey,
so
shout out Max.
Shout out to you, Mad Max.
Appreciate
the love. We're glad that you found us too.
Yeah.
We're very glad.
Because I saw your comment too where you said that like that's kind of the thing that we're looking to get. Like people, they don't have to be our age, but just like we felt like there was like a gap like in the market of just like people doing podcasts. It's a lot of times it's people a little bit older than us, so like they have the nostalgia for like 80s and 90s movies, which I still really like, but like there's this like range of like movies that we grew up watching that I feel like either they didn't like because they weren't the age group that it was the like I guess like
It was
rooted
for.
Yeah, exactly. Or they just don't like it, but we do, and we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, and I mean, because we listen to movie podcasts, obviously, and like you said, pretty much all of them that I listen to, anyways, are people older than us, and it's not even that like the nostalgia thing necessarily. Like that is a part of it for sure, but one thing for me is like it's just a different point of view. Like they kind of see things. Like we're just different generations, right? We're just noticing different things. 100%. We went through different experiences, so we see things differently. Because like even for Heat, for example, like I've listened to episode people talk about this movie, and everyone just like glazes the shit out of it. And it's a great movie. I'm not saying it's not a great movie, but like I said, there's some stuff in the third act that I'm like, this really slows down. And there's definitely some stuff that not needs to be, but can be cut out of this to make it a better movie. And I mean, I don't know if that's an age thing, because like I said, we didn't see it at the time. I saw it for the first time a month ago.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So we're looking at it just two different perspectives.
100%. Because I think another thing that ties into that is just like pacing and styles. Like as I've watched more and more movies, you start to realize like what a 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s movies, like they're all different. Like because the audiences at those times were just used to certain kind of pacing and certain kind of story structures. So like no one would like bat an eye at that. But like we obviously grew up seeing some late 90s movies, but like majority of the movies we saw growing up, if they were new, obviously were like the 2000s and the 10s. And those movies are paced a certain way. Movies in the 20s now are paced and shot different ways. So like sometimes it takes you out of it, because then you get so used to the way you're watching things, then you watch an old movie and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. That sounds different or looks different or whatever it is. It's just different to you. Like you said, different perspective.
I think it's the studios a big part of it. Like even now, like forever, right? They're always there's very few directors that get like final cut, like full freedom. Like they have to show it to their producers, to the studio heads, and they say like cut this, speed it up here, whatever. And it's one of the downsides of the movie industry to me, anyways. Because I get it. It's a business. You have to make money and you have to answer to the people that are giving you millions of dollars to make movies.
Of course.
But to me, that just limits the diversity of kind of movies that we get. Like the studios are, you come to with an idea and they're like, people aren't really like that. Make it more like this. Like this is what's popping right now. And then that just means we get the same movies over and over and over until someone breaks the mold. And then, like you said, like, decades wise, they'll be like, oh, now this is what people like. Okay, do that. But it's like, that's not really, I don't think that's how it works. Is like, okay, this is what people like right now, so do that. I think it's just like, this movie was great because it was new and fresh and different. That doesn't mean we want to see 12 more of them. You know what I mean? Like, let them do something different just because they're like, no, people like this right now, do that.
No, it's true.
I don't like that.
I agree. And I think they lean into that because that's how it's been for since the beginning of the movie industry. But I don't think that necessarily is the rule. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that because that movie's successful, everyone wants to see these type of movies. It might mean like, oh, that was good. I would like to see more of these movies, but I also would like to see other stuff too. Like, just because zombies are popping right now, I don't need everyone to make a zombie movie now. Like, cool, make another good zombie movie, but I don't need everyone to make zombie movies now. You know what I mean? Like, and they definitely lean into that, where it's just like, we talked about this last episode too, I think, about the whole superhero things. I feel like we end up having this debate, not a debate, but like, it's just so intertwined because we grew up in that. We were in the, like, when you look at the history of movies, we'll be like, yeah, we were around for like that
the
Marvel
superhero
era, the superhero era.
For
Because
sure.
like everybody and their mama was trying to make superhero movies. DC and Marvel obviously like were at the top of it, but like there was other superhero movies being made like on the side, like Kick-Ass and stuff like that. Like a lot of people were like, how can we make a superhero movie? How can we make a superhero TV show? Like The Boys stood out because they're like, we're gonna be so different, invincible. Like everyone was like, superheroes, TV shows. So I understand it because if they're good, they're good. That's the thing though. But now it's just like, now it feels like a little bit of oversaturation. The gangster movies and crime heist movies had like their time. More so, this isn't really a gangster movie. I keep saying gangster. It's more of just like a heist crime. I'm just going off the fact that it's
De Niro and
De Niro.
true.
But I hear your point on that. I'm curious though. Like, now we can. That's the last part you
Yep.
have for the
Yep,
family
that's it.
meeting, right? Just to
Yep.
get into the deep dive now. Like I was talking about the balance of like the characters and action. I'm just curious, like, what did you think of like the setup for like the first heist?
It was great. I mean, one weird like point that I noticed this time is that they just like picked Waingro up on the way to the heist.
Yeah,
And I was like, Neil is this super smart, like super detailed
Yeah.
and thorough criminal. And he's just gonna trust that this guy's there to pick up like 15 minutes before they got to do this
Yeah.
heist. So I was like, that everyone else was like in position and ready to
Mm.
go, and they just scooped this guy up. That was a little bit weird. And also, like, does he even need to be there? Like, why is he even there?
yeah, that's true.
But the heist itself was great. Like this, they drive the garbage truck under the bridge, and then they're like, okay, we got Danny Trejo chasing the guy. Okay, you're 2 minutes, because they didn't give us any setup, right?
No,
Like in a
didn't.
lot of heist movies, you'll have like the whole planning scene.
Yeah,
Okay, we've been tailing this guy. He's gonna turn right on Roosevelt,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna have 2 minutes. We're gonna block him off here and do this. They didn't tell us any of that.
Yeah.
We're just in it.
Mm.
So he's like, okay, you're 2 minutes out, 100 meters away, and we're like, okay,
What's
about to happen?
Yeah,
Then the ambulance comes, stops them. They knock it over, and then we just get the explosives. They come with the hockey masks,
Yeah,
look
it was
dope as
sick.
hell.
Yeah, it
and
was sick.
I'm just like, this is cinema. This is fantastic.
and like it's always makes it even more intense when they add the time on it too.
True.
He's
yeah.
just like, we got 3 minutes. I'm
That's
like,
the
you guys are
call.
gonna do this in 3 minutes? I'm like, what are they about to do? And like, there was all like really fast paced and quick with that. And like the Waingro thing, to go to your point on that, I feel like they did that as just to let you know without it's like a show not tell again of this guy's gonna be a problem.
Mm,
Like right from the get go, it's just like this guy is like very last minute.
mhm.
Like I think he probably should have been already in that car,
Right.
and it was just like, yo, get in here, bro. Like you asked for coffee, and never got it.
Yeah.
So I don't know why.
Hey,
he
I
even
need a
bothered.
refill. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I need a refill, and then he just left. I wish we got the dude coming and be like, yo, what the?
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, I think another point. I think your point is right of saying like, okay, this guy's an issue. But I think another thing of show not tell of having him do that kind of shows that he's not really part of this crew.
Yeah.
Like this, like Neil and Val Kilmer's character,
Yeah, Chris.
and Chris, Chirito, and Trejo.
Yeah.
All of them, like, they're organized, right? They're talking to each other,
Yeah.
communicating with each other. So we're like, okay, this is the crew.
Mm.
Waingro is like an outsider,
Yeah.
just a guy that he picked up. Because even when he gets in there, he's like, "Hey, I'm Waingro. You're the guy, right?
Yeah.
Right." So he's like introducing himself. So we're like, okay, he's like
Yeah. No, he's
just
like
some hired
outsider.
gun,
Yeah.
right? So I guess it kind of tells us that.
Mm.
But the heist itself is I mean, more. There's just so much in it of that show not tell, even of just Neil walking through the hospital, cool, calm,
Yeah.
get into the ambulance, and then when they start shooting, and then Val Kilmer looks to Neil, or is it Chirito? I can't really tell because they have the mask on, but they look to Neil. They're like, "Do we take this third guy out?" And he nods, takes him out. So he's clearly like the leader of the group. Like there's so much told in this short little story, and showing how organized they are. Like you said, the 3 minutes thing. There's the call, 3 minutes. We're like, oh damn, they know that. Like they put all this groundwork in to know the route of this truck and what their procedure is and everything.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
Yeah, no, it's a strong. I think about like the first 5-10 minutes of the movie, like the contrast we're getting is we're just getting Vincent's like home life. So we're seeing that, we're like, okay, this is the guy that's coming after them. And yeah, just from that show not tell, it's these guys are professional. We're not dealing with guys like, oh, this is our first job. It's like these guys know what they're doing. It's like clockwork. They seem like they don't want to kill the guys, but they're like, okay, well now we can't leave any witnesses, kind of thing. And even with Waingro, like you get the idea of like this guy is like is a loose cannon, and then obviously he shows it, and it's like, okay, like this is, you obviously don't know if for first time watching, like, is this guy going to be a constant problem? Is he going to be with them? But it's just like, then they try to take him out, and which doesn't end up working out for them.
Oh my god, man! How do they let him go?
To me, it was wild that they was going to do that in the parking lot like that.
That's true. Well, were they gonna kill him in the parking lot? Yeah, they were.
Yeah, and then throw him in the trunk. I just feel like the
trunk.
sound of a gunshot.
Right.
I mean, I guess it's LA, but is it really that
Maybe he had a silencer.
common?
Maybe
Yeah,
a
maybe.
silencer.
I didn't look at the gun to see if there's a silencer on it, but that's still wild though.
Yeah. That is a good point. But I mean, also, like, how would they, like, if they lure him into some dark alley, he just knows.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, you would assume, anyways.
Yeah.
But I mean, Neil, like when they decide to kill that third guy,
Yeah.
that is the one pushback that I could give to myself for like that good guy point that I made earlier, that like at the end of the day he's a good guy. Because like the first guy that gets killed, it's Waingro, like he has nothing to do with that. And then the second guy reaches for a gun, so they have to take him out.
Yeah.
Like a self-defense in that sense. And then the third guy, they could leave.
Yeah.
But like as a like I get it, you can't leave a living witness.
Yeah.
But like a good guy would. So like he isn't really a good guy, but he isn't like, they don't want to kill these guys, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it's I don't want to kill them because I'm a good guy. It's like I don't want to kill them because that'll up the pressure on this case.
Yeah.
Like if it's like, okay, they robbed an armored truck, regular cops will go for it. Now there's 3 dead bodies. We got Vincent Hanna in the building now.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And if Neil was real secure, he would have killed that homeless guy.
True.
Because he's the guy that gave them a name. That's really
right.
what gave them a link. Vincent would have never even found
Slick.
Yeah, Slick. He would have never found Waingro if that dude, that crazy old guy was, or homeless guy was there. So
yeah.
I guess maybe they didn't see him.
I think they just.
But he heard them. How loud are they speaking?
That he heard Slick. He must have been pretty close. Yeah,
I guess so. But if the realistic though, if they kept that last dude alive, what would he have said to them? These guys wearing hockey masks. He never saw any of their faces or anything.
I mean, it's just they could give you any information, I suppose.
I guess
because they pull them out of the truck and they're like lined up there for a few minutes. So maybe they heard them talking or whatever, right?
Yeah,
I don't
true.
know. So even just their voices, just anything. You just don't want to take that risk.
That is true. You don't take any risk. But yeah, I just feel like there wasn't much because all their skin was covered too. Like they were wearing gloves. Their whole body, like you didn't even be like, yeah, it was 3 white guys and like a, you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't even be able to describe that. But I get the cautious. It's you're on the clock. 2 guys are already dead. It's like, all right, whatever.
What's a third? Yeah,
just might as well get the last dude out.
Yeah.
But as far as the characters go, like I'm curious, like. What did you think about? We were talking about a little bit of just talking about like the dynamic with like Chris, Vincent, and Neil and Waingro. I'm like, you thought
I got like a basically points on almost all of our main characters.
Okay, yeah,
here.
go give me
like,
one.
We could just do a rundown here. Who do you want to start with?
Let's go with Neil. We can go with Neil. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I already said like the good guy thing, expert criminal. Actually, he's apparently he's based on a real person. Who's actually named Neil McCauley, like exact same name.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And
okay, I didn't know
there was a cop named. I have his name here somewhere.
Like based off of true events of like a crime that was committed.
I have his name somewhere, but it's
okay. If you can't find it,
I'll find it somewhere.
Yeah.
But so there was a cop that was like a expert investigator and was following this Neil McCauley guy that was pulling off jobs, and he eventually caught him. Yeah, and they actually had like a conversation in a coffee shop, like in a diner, like the way that they
leading up before.
Yeah.
Oh snap.
Yeah.
Was this based off like? Did he get that from a book or just from his research? Like
that I didn't see.
Okay.
So I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. Yeah.
But he must have heard of it like before the movie.
No, for sure.
And then like kind of based his idea around this because the guy that who in real life was like the Vincent Hanna character. That name is different.
Yeah.
But the Neil McCauley name is the exact same. I don't know why they did that. But anyways, he was there like consulting like on the movie, like helping them out.
Okay, that's sick. So, I didn't see that in my research. That's interesting.
But Neil, like, I think some of that show don't tell stuff is the fact that he has no relationships. You know, when they're at that dinner and like, who's the loner? Like, Val Kilmer has his wife and son. Yeah. Chirito has his family. I guess Trejo doesn't really. Oh, he has a wife.
No, he
has a wife. But Neil's totally alone. You get into the house, no furniture.
Yeah.
Just because he's like, when are you gonna get furniture when I get around to it? Because he's too busy working.
Yeah. 100%.
He's doing all this research and stuff. Yeah. Trying to figure out routes for armored cars and reading books on metal and stuff like that. It's such a good way of, again, show don't tell. Love that stuff. Super calculated. Vincent constantly telling us that he's so smart. I love all that stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Every time you get to a crime scene, you're like, you know what they're looking at? They're looking at us.
Yeah, I really like that scene. That was like a big reveal. You just see him from a distance. I'm like, oh snap! Like this guy's on. Both these guys are just on it. Like he knows because Vincent doesn't even see them. It's not like, oh, okay, they're up there. Right. He just knows. Like, oh, we're out in the open. Now they know. Yeah. Now they know we're on them. I think another thing that I like about Neil is that he's like, you can tell he's disciplined just because we see the way he's moving through life, and it feels like everything that he does is like calculated and thought about. And it's like he has like the government, like this code, like this personal code for him that he always abides by, like the whole 30-second rule, like never stay attached to something. I don't want to mess up. I think I got it exactly written down.
Yeah, I've got it written down. So there are so many incredible quotes. I can't wait till we get to the Filmies.
What was the exact quote?
Here, I can find it. I got it here. Don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
What a Family Guy moment.
Yeah,
that's like an all-time Family Guy moment.
Yeah,
like we talk about Rush Hour has a great one. That's pretty damn good.
I wonder that almost felt like, I wonder when they had the name for the movie. Because it almost felt like, ooh, he should be the name of the movie, because that line is just so hard.
Yeah. And I mean, it's so like it is what the movie's about. It's the heat on these guys. Like it's the Vincent Hanna breathing down their neck, because they never had this in any of their other jobs, right? They're so calculated. They can never catch these guys. No way. Chirito had the information on him from when he went to jail, but Neil, nobody knew a damn thing about it. There was no heat on that guy. It was ice cold.
True. No, 100%. And with me, I feel like I always like when you can go to a movie and like it has a certain titling. Like why is it called Heat? Like when I first watched the movie, I was like, why is it called Heat? Like I had no idea what it was about. And then once you hear him say that, I'm like, oh, okay, that's why it's called Heat.
Yeah.
It's like the first movie I always think about is like Silence of the Lambs. I'm like, why the heck is it called Silence of the Lambs? And then you watch the movie and then you're like, oh, have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
I have not.
I will. You'll understand it when
when
you see the movie. You'll understand. It's like weapons. Why is the movie called Weapons? Like that kind of thing. It's like, okay. And then you just go from that.
Yeah.
But
true.
But I like Neil's character. And then with Vincent, we got that obsessive cop. You know what I mean? Like he'll sacrifice his personal relationships for work. He's just like, he's a workaholic. He's just addicted to the chase. I found that really interesting. I don't know what you thought about.
Yeah, I had the same thing. Super driven through his third marriage. Oh, Chuck Adamson. I found it here in my.
Oh, that was the name
notes.
of the cop?
That's the name of the real life Vincent Hanna.
Yeah.
Third marriage. He's never home. He comes home and his wife's like, "Oh, I cooked dinner." He's like, "Well, I got 3 dead bodies on Sunset Boulevard. I'm sorry if the goddamn chicken." Pacino was fucking psycho in this movie.
He's
psycho, bro.
That chicken line made me think of Fillmore, bro. I don't know why.
You don't know why? Because perfect.
Well, he didn't. What did he say? I wrote it down. What did he say about the chicken? He said it was overcooked. Fillmore said it was dry.
It was dry.
Real dry.
You think that was a nod to this?
Maybe. It could have. It came out after. Maybe. Fillmore and Heat. Fillmore was inspired by Heat. That's hilarious. I think a Disney show.
Honestly, it really might have been.
It honestly could have been.
A detective.
Yeah, that is true. The Fillmore had no attachments either. I feel like he was a lone wolf too.
That's right. He was on the date with the girl.
Yeah,
and he had to leave her.
That is true.
And the chicken was dry. Real dry. Man.
No, but I had to write down the overcooked thing because that freaking killed me. No, I mean, Vincent, he had a great ass.
And you got your head all the way up it.
I mean,
what Al Pacino said afterward is basically he played the character as if he was like coked out 24/7.
Okay,
so that makes a lot of sense.
I did hear
we never see him do drugs.
Yeah,
but like it makes sense.
I remember Michael Mann said that like that kind of was I saw an interview him saying that kind of was the idea, but like we didn't want to put in there because it kind of is distracting. Because then the movie kind of changed a little bit. You know what I mean?
Why?
I think so because now you're looking at Vincent differently. He's addicted to drugs before you're addicted to work.
But he's already screaming all this wild shit anyways. I already think he's coked out.
Yeah, I guess that.
If you show me him doing a line, what does that change?
I don't know. I just feel like it adds a different context to the character. You know what I mean? Maybe. You don't think it's a big difference if a guy is just obsessed with his work and maybe someone doesn't understand like what a cokehead looks like. And there's like this guy is just obsessive. He's not. It's what he does, but with his obsession with work versus that's not someone you aspire to be,
right?
Anyway, but you're like, oh, this guy's just really passionate about his work, and he's also a cokehead. I think that just adds a different dynamic to his character.
You're right. I'm not saying, it definitely doesn't change nothing.
Yeah,
I don't think it means it's a completely different movie.
No,
but
I don't.
You're right. It does.
I just think it's another element because I think You don't have to, but I think it has to be addressed because then maybe like his wife, like you got to stop. You're doing too many drugs. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just a dynamic you can't ignore.
Yeah.
You just have him doing coke and like there's never any pushback or it's never talked about. It's just like, why is it even there?
Yeah.
It's just like, let's just take it out.
That's fair.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think another thing about Vincent. Well, I had no, we're
About
yeah,
Neil?
yeah. I had one more thing about Neil. Is just like you talked about how disciplined he was.
Yeah.
And I totally agree, except for like the third act with Waingro and Van Zant. Like,
yeah,
he had his money, and there's all sorts of heat on him. He could just get out, but he's like, no, I got to go take care of something. Twice,
yeah,
he does this.
Yeah, I kind of it kind of goes with because at first I said that he was disciplined. I also said he has like a personal code, and I feel like his personal code
that's fair.
Goes above his discipline when it comes down to it because. There's something.
He's a good
in
guy. He's a good guy, man.
I mean, his personal code is that I got to kill the people that do me wrong. I don't know if that makes you a good guy.
I mean, in Van Zant's case, yeah, that's just a guy that didn't. Well, he tried to kill him.
That is true.
Van Zant tried to have him killed.
But the bigger person lets the shit go. You know, when you
that's
forgive
fair.
and forget, you just leave it alone.
Okay, but Waingro is a monster.
Yeah, I know he is. I literally wrote down like Waingro is like the worst human possible. Like
absolute villain.
Yeah, like from the beginning. You assume like he doesn't like to do because he's Latino. I'm like, it's probably why he wants to kill this guy. He just doesn't like Latinos. We see that I assume he's a racist towards black people too. He's killing black girls. He's a pedo because she was like 16 or 17.
Yeah.
He's got a swastika tattoo on his stomach. I'm like, there's no redeeming qualities with Waingro.
Yeah,
he's
I had
just
the same thing. Like
absolute animal.
The first, the heist when he shoots the first guy, I'm like, okay, this is like you said, like loose cannon. I'm like, he definitely did not have to do this.
No,
that was bad. But like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Like you're holding a guy up at gunpoint, like shooting him is like not the biggest step.
Yeah.
And then he kills the prostitute,
yeah.
and I'm like, okay, no, this guy's a monster.
Exactly.
This guy, he's like, you don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
The Grim Reaper's visiting you, and I'm like, you piece of shit. And then she's just like, her body's just dumped in, hanging over a garbage can in an alleyway. I'm like, Jesus Christ. And they're like, no, this is same MO, the sperm matches. So like, he's doing this. He's a serial killer.
Wow. And he's sloppy about it too. He doesn't think his DNA is in his sperm too.
Yeah, how have they not caught him?
I don't know.
Vincent Hanna's the best freaking detective. You have DNA on the guy. You can't find him?
Because you think he's in the system, right?
Yeah, he's been to jail 100 times.
Yeah, exactly. That is interesting. Yeah, I guess. Again, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't know why they don't.
I didn't think of that until just right now.
Yeah, same MO, and then we got samples. Same. Yeah, I don't know.
How have they not found this guy?
Maybe
they know that it's him, but they don't know where he is. But they don't. They would have said that. They would have.
Yeah, and maybe they're only connected the DNA from this one and that one, and they didn't want to take him in because we know that Neil's going after him, which is kind of messed up. So we just want to watch him and wait for Neil to go after him, kind of thing. But they're kind of just using him as bait.
Yeah,
but. At the same time, you could do lock this guy up. He's a monster, man. Before he causes more trouble.
Off the streets.
Awful human being.
Get this guy off the streets. Actually, one thing I heard or I read was Kevin Gage, who plays Waingro.
Yeah,
he went to jail for 2 years in 2003, and all the inmates called him Waingro.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So was he someone that actually had a criminal background before the movie?
That I don't know.
I was gonna say, and this guy ended up being in a crime movie and then actually got into. I guess they didn't pay well, dog. Well, I don't know what he did. You know what he did?
I think it was like a possession of drugs, like something.
Okay.
No, not
nothing crazy.
Nothing
armed robbery or anything.
No, nothing crazy. He wasn't killing prostitutes.
Exactly. Okay.
And actually,
you said 2 years, so yeah.
Yeah, and actually, Waingro is actually a real person as well.
Oh, really? A real criminal?
Yeah, real who ratted on some big Chicago criminals. Went missing, and his body was found nailed to the wall of a shed in Mexico.
Damn, that's wild.
So
that's like some Breaking Bad,
Sicario
type, ish. That's crazy.
So Waingro, complete monster.
Yeah, no, nothing. I got nothing. No redeeming qualities. And then we got Chris, who's a gambling addict, and we learned very quickly he's got a temper. Like that first dynamic that we see with him and his girl. I forget what's his girl's name again. I forget. But he's just throwing stuff around.
Christine? No, it's not Chris and Christine. It's definitely not that.
Yeah, no, I didn't write it down. But no, he has this torn relationship. Like he almost feels like he's more he's more loyal to Neil than his own family.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think you're right. I think loyalty is definitely something he has for Neil. I
Mhm.
think he's also like he has this gambling addiction, obviously, that it, like, forces him to
Yeah.
stay in it and like go for the bank heist, right? They have this scene where they're like, "Do we go for the bank? Because we're
Yeah.
obviously, they're on us
Mhm.
because they get caught at the metal score." But he has to stay in for the because he owes a bunch of money. But other than that, like he's really smart,
Yeah.
really competent. Like he goes to get the explosives, shows the ID,
Yeah.
and he's cool under the pressure.
Yeah.
And whenever they're in these moments, like he's not fumbling around. Like
Yeah.
they're all very competent. So
I think back to that scene too, like when the cops were watching them, like in like the container,
yeah,
and then like he's just going to work on that. He's like, I'm almost there, and
Mhm.
then Neil just hears like the little sound. That is a cool shot too, because like you see his eye, like his eyes on the radar,
yeah,
like looking up,
yeah.
and he's just like, okay,
Because
goes
he's in
back
the
in.
corner, the shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like every score was directed so
Oh
amazingly.
yeah.
Like the fact that they obviously scoped all this out. Neil knows that corner is going to be nice and shadowy, so
Yeah.
no one's going to see me. Chris is going to go in. He's going to start drilling. I'm just going to hide in there. Then this jackass goes
Oh
to
my
sit down and
gosh.
bumps the truck. Shoot that guy immediately.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I
Shoot
was saying.
that
Another
guy
dumbass
immediately.
cop, man, who's just not reading the room that we need to be quiet. Like we're literally, like, I don't even know how far they were. They weren't that far.
Not at all.
So it's like, yo, you make any sound
Yeah.
and you're good. They're gonna hear
This
you.
is the time that you want to go sit down. They're here.
Yeah, that's
I get you would have been here hours before setting up and all
Yeah.
this stuff. This is crunch time. They're here. Everyone's got to be locked the hell in,
Mm.
ready to go. And this guy's like, let me just take a seat.
Oh yeah, that was just. Yeah,
But then I think what's another interesting part of that scene, the score, when Neil notices this, he goes inside again showing that he's smart. He's like, okay, we
Yeah.
haven't stolen anything. If they get us, we'll go away for just a little bit of time, which Vincent tells us
yeah,
later.
exactly.
But another sign of that like loyalty and trust in Chris, Neil comes in, and he taps, he's like, we walk. And he's like, no, I almost got it. We walk. And then
Yeah,
he's out.
just
No,
leaves. Yeah.
he doesn't, no beef, no
Yeah.
complaints. He doesn't know why. He doesn't explain to him,
Yeah.
like, no, there's cops outside. He just says, he
We
said,
walk.
we walk. I said, like, I'm close. And he said, like, no, we got to go. I trust you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, 100%.
He's
It
out.
lets you know like that dynamic. And I saw that in another interview that Michael Mann, it was the 20-year anniversary. They talked about how like they wrote more of the backstory between the characters and then just like cut at this point.
You could see
so
that.
then, yeah, 100%. Because it's just like you can sense the relationship there, and like they've definitely been through some stuff. They don't have to tell us about it, but like, you just feel it. Like these characters have all been fleshed out through like long years, and that's why he like I think it was so easy for him to write the book. That's why he wrote Heat 2. I don't know if you even knew that.
Oh, he wrote the sequel?
He wrote a book. No,
'Cause
it's a prequel.
Oh, it's a prequel.
So it's big. That goes with what I'm talking about. How like he
Okay,
wrote
yeah.
before, and he has all that, and he's like, I'm just gonna turn this into a novel. He like, there's a I think it's in 1988 because that's supposed to be 1995.
Okay.
So like it transpires. It's I think you're following Chris and like a young Neil. And right now I mean now that we're talking about it, I might as well get into it. I remember seeing that book in like the bookstore, I mean like 2 or 3 years ago. So it's been around for a while. But now they're actually talking about like possibly making it now. And it's right now it's just rumors. They're kind of like passing it on to like different studios and seeing. The first draft is completed, and they're just waiting to hear back from the studio. And this was back in March of this year, so that's the most latest thing. And right now, there's only been Leo, Adam Driver, and Austin Butler are in talks to be in it.
So Leo would be Neil.
I assume so.
Austin Butler would have to be Chris.
Yeah.
And
I don't know
who's the third?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver would be Chirito.
I don't know.
Or maybe a different character. Maybe there's someone. Maybe there's a third person.
Maybe the young Waingro.
Get Waingro out of here.
Yeah, I don't know who it would be actually.
You had to kill that guy. They had to kill him.
Yeah, no, they did.
I'm so glad that
I don't even know if Leo would be Neil though.
Who else would he be?
Because Leo is his age now. How could he be a younger version?
Oh, that's true.
He was kind of the same age. He would be the same age now that I think Neil would have been.
Oh, you know who he might be is the guy, I don't remember his name, but that Neil references that he tells to Chris, he's like, remember that guy on the block that used to tell us you gotta walk, don't let yourself get attached to something. So in 30 seconds, like the 30-second rule was told to him by another guy.
Yeah, maybe that is.
Maybe that's Leo.
Yeah, because that's the only way it makes sense. Because Leo's not.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
like,
I didn't think of the age thing.
Yeah,
That's a
but
good
the
point.
the butler thing, he's definitely Chris.
Oh, yeah, he's got.
I don't think that's officially, but like he's definitely got the look. It
Yeah.
definitely could be him.
Would he have the long hair? You think?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and he's had long hair and stuff before. Well, I guess because it could be short because he hasn't grown out yet. Maybe it's supposed to be like 7 years before. So yeah, he could literally have a buzz cut. It doesn't even matter what you do with his hair. But I'm interested. I usually like go back and forth with like legacy sequels or prequels and all these things sometimes because like sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But if Michael Mann created this, and if Michael Mann created this, and it's based off like source material, not like a studio being like, hey, you want to make Heat 2?
Let's figure out
something. Yeah, like he already has the source material, so it could work.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I mean, like we said, you could definitely see the backstory is there.
Yeah,
with these characters, and I mean, if he wrote it already, then it was fresh in his mind, like while he was making this.
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure it's good, and I think you can really see like one moment that you can really see that background is there is the moment when they're deciding if they go for the bank or not.
Yeah,
right, because each character has a reason for going for it. I guess except for Trejo, he's just kind of like, fuck it, let's do it. But Neil, he's like, okay, I want this big score so I can get out and go to New Zealand or whatever. Chris has the gambling thing. And Chirito, he's just like, for me, the action is the juice.
Yeah.
And he's just addicted to it. And it's even mentioned earlier on when Vincent goes to see like the black guy that's like working for him, that's like informing. And he goes to see his cousin or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gives him like the Slick name. He's like, no, the Chirito is Slick.
Yeah.
Because he's like, no, I had this guy in prison that was what did he say? I have it written down. He said he's a fiend for action. This guy who's a fiend for action. So it's already planted in there that like when the time comes, it makes sense that he's like, no, the action's the juice, man. I need the juice. Like I need it. Like I got a wife and kids and like I got money. I'm comfortable, but like this is what I live for.
Yeah, no, that's where I get my thrills from.
Yeah,
100%.
So seeing that in the prequel, we could see him just going crazy. Maybe, I don't know.
No, I'd be interested. I don't know what to expect, but I'd definitely be tuning. I wouldn't be like, another one of these sequels, prequels. That would be one I'd be like, okay, I want to see. I want to see how this goes. I've never read the book, also too.
So if it's a prequel, is it going to be like a warm?
I don't know.
Warm.
What do you mean?
Because it's before Heat.
Oh my god. I didn't even realize what the fuck you were saying. I thought you were talking about like warm and like the coloring of the, like light and warm. I was like, I was going to shot more warm. I was like, I don't know. I guess
it's be called the warm.
Maybe that. Oh my gosh! I didn't like that one? It was all right.
Okay.
You got a little bit of laugh out of me, but it's more of like I'm shaking my head laugh more than.
That's fair. Hey, a laugh's a laugh. I'll take it.
No, that's true. Like you said, you mentioned like Trejo is like he doesn't get much in the movie, like from his character. Like he kind of just, I don't want to say generic, but like we don't really get to see much of his life, so we don't really get to know much of his personality. But I will say his death scene was crazy.
Yeah,
that's like he was so fucked up,
and his wife was already dusted.
Yeah,
and he's just like begging Neil. He's just like, "Don't leave me like this."
Yeah,
man.
that's why I wrote the exact. Don't leave me like this, Holmes. I was like, he can barely talk, man. That was like a really like crazy scene, and just like the cutaway, and all you just see is the light from the
flash of the gun.
Yeah, that was a good crazy.
Even just the fact that he's just laid out in the middle of the room.
Yeah,
like what exactly happened here?
No, I think that's what is so great about the scene too, because it's like you just immediately start imagining. I'm like, how badly was it? How many people was it? Was it 2 people? Like what happened here? You're just seeing the aftermath. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
But I think what's like slid in there early to set this up is right before the score, right? He calls Neil and he's like, I got all the cops on me. I can't get away. Those probably weren't cops.
Yeah. Sure.
Those were probably the Van Zant's guys that were trailing him.
Yeah.
And then that's why they had to get this other guy that like was working at the diner, like flipping burgers. What do you think of that guy's like storyline?
I didn't mind that subplot because I felt like it was just showing different dynamics of just like the drug, like the crime world, in the sense of like we kind of got the Waingros, like kind of the side character. We get a little bit of the Trejo. Obviously, Neil and Chris are like the bigger parts of it. But like here's another dynamic of a guy that's like trying to get out of it, like and is actually out of it. Like I'm trying to start a new life, and it's kind of
Look how
showing
hard
you,
it is to.
yeah, exactly. Like, look
Yeah.
at you can't get a regular. Well, you can get. There's only you have a limits of jobs you can get. Probably not gonna like it, but you gotta. This is how it's gonna be. It could be frustrating. Some people they work it through and then they work their way up, and then I guess they just wanted to show you that like some guys they're addicted to the score. No matter what it is, they're like, nah, I'd rather get the money like this because it's faster. I can probably get more, and this is all I can do. It's like that. I forget what it's called, where it's like there's a term for it, like in prison, like when you go to prison and you're in prison for such a long time that like you feel like that's all the life you know, like you know how to like navigate prison, like you know the hierarchies in prison, you know the people to talk to, you know where you can get like the food and stuff like that, and like you know like the rules and like, oh, I know when the warden's gonna be here or when the cops are gonna be here, and that just becomes your life for like 10 years, and then when you go outside now you don't know how to work. It's like I don't know this life, like all I know is just the crime world, like this is what I'm used to, this is where I feel comfortable, you know what I mean, where I feel like he falls in that case of just like I never went to school for anything else. You know what I mean? I don't have skills. Like I don't have a lot of money, so I can't even go back to school. I know how to commit crimes. Like I've done that efficiently. Obviously not very efficiently because I got arrested one time. But like that was just the one time though. I feel like I can get back to it. Now I know the mistakes not to make kind of thing. I can go back in. So I feel like he falls in that kind of category.
Yeah, I think you're right at like that he's conditioned, I guess, for prison. But I think it also like it shows because I don't know if it's like an addiction for him because he comes in we see him first, he shows up to the diner and he comes with good intentions, you know, he's like, hey, I'm here, I'm a good worker, I'm a good grill man, you know, I'll work hard, blah blah blah. And then the guy just like shits on him. The boss, he's like, well, 25 of your money comes back to me, you're just going to be mopping floors and putting out garbage and whatever. And we see come back to him a couple times, and his girl's like, no, just keep working through it, we'll find you something better. And he's like, ain't a hard time been invented yet that I can't handle. And he's like, man, I haven't got a break yet. And he's like, oh, they didn't show up, take your break. He's just getting shit on and he's just taking it and working until this opportunity comes to him. And then I think he just sees that as like a way out. I don't think it's like I can still do it, or like I'm addicted to it. I think it's more just like, man, I'm getting nowhere doing what I'm doing, working my ass off. This is an opportunity to maybe like get out of this.
How long do you think that time period was? Like this whole movie? Is it like a week?
It's got to be more than a week.
Like a month?
There was 3 scores.
Because I'm just thinking about how long this guy didn't wait before he went back. You know what I mean? Like
I gave it 3 days.
Yeah,
I'm not getting anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like him. I didn't feel like it was that long. Like I know he was frustrated, but I'm like, it didn't feel like it was that long. We never got like a month later like title card or anything like that.
Right.
But
yeah, you're right. I don't know. I don't think it was.
What's your guess? What would you say?
Okay, well, let's think about it. It starts with the armored truck.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they sell that off, and then when he meets Edie and he's looking at the metal books and whatever, and they got to get stuff ready for their next score. That was maybe like, I'd say at least like 2 weeks later. And then the bank was maybe like a month, maybe like 2 months.
Okay.
The movie?
Maybe? 2 months?
Maybe about 2 months.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I still don't think that's long enough for this guy to switch up. He was in prison, bro. Give us some more time, man. That's why I only push back on him. It's like almost more just want to make that a lazy award. This guy didn't want to work. I've been working for 2 months. Oh my god, I need to go back to crime.
Because Neil didn't even tell him how much was in it. He's like, man, we're working this job. I got $10,000 for you. He didn't know it was going to be, you know, $3 million or whatever his cut was going to be. Actually, that's one point that like from the armored truck. So they steal the bonds. And then they take it to John Voight's character, the guy that's like I guess the consultant kind of. He's talking to Van Zandt, and then he's putting him in contact with the guy that has the information on the bank. Like he's just the middleman for a bunch of this stuff. This is a great little spot for him.
Yeah, no, it's good.
So he says $1.6 million, 40 cents on the dollar, $640 to you. So they get $640,000 for that armored truck robbery. Yeah. They're splitting that. What, 5 ways?
Yeah, that's true.
It's not a lot.
That isn't really that much.
This was 30 years ago.
But still, for the risk,
right?
Because even Chris talked about the risk versus reward. That's like something that he establishes. I'm like, what? That's not much of a reward for the risk.
Yeah.
Like how much? I don't know how long you'd go away for an armed bank robbery, but I don't think it's worth that money. It's gotta be. We gotta be talking M's.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I feel. But hey, like how much money did they steal in freaking Ocean's 11? It's like 160 million,
Something like that.
and they
yeah.
weren't even armed.
There was 11 of them though.
Yeah, I guess that's yeah, but
still,
still,
it's a
yeah, it's a
massive-
big
yeah,
difference.
big
It's a
difference.
big difference.
That is a good point. Yeah.
Damn, but yeah, that's all I got for really like the characters. Like I don't know how you felt about. How do you feel about like the way the movie looks? Like I had a lot of. I thought the cinematography was actually pretty good.
Interesting. I'm
Very subtle
yeah,
cinematography
yeah,
notes,
that's
but
true. I think like there's some shots of like Neil at his apartment that are really cool, just overlooking the ocean. Like I said, some of the during the action, I think it's shot super well. We have like some close-ups when it's intense, like them with the hockey masks. We have some tracking stuff when they're like walking from the bank to the car, and they gotta like they're just hiding their guns, and like it's everything's so slow. I don't even. I think there might be like something like boom, 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 like a little bit of music going, but like they really put us in that situation really well just from the way it's shot. We got Neil climbing up on top and giving that speech and everything.
Yeah.
I think it was I think yeah, it was effective, especially in the set pieces. I think.
yeah, I think especially with like the shootout.
Yeah.
Like we had it's just a simple dynamic of just having people around. You know, they have to navigate with their way through people. Sometimes I feel like in action movies and stuff, it's like the outside world is not even part of it.
Right.
Like it's like you're not like, oh, there's two cars in the way, there's a person in the way, I gotta push, like move, get out of the way. Dude, like it's constant because like they're downtown LA, so it's like there's gonna be people around, and the fact that they had to constantly navigate, it wasn't just like a straight up just chase. Nothing's gonna get in my way. Everything in the world is perfectly gonna be like out of my way for this chase scene. Like they
Right.
constant had so much external things getting in their way, so I thought that was done really well.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, that's what leads to like when Pacino's chasing him, right? And they're at like they end up in like the parking lot of the grocery store or whatever, and there's just innocent people all over, and they're just shooting shots everywhere. And I'm like, damn, this is insane. And Chirito's running away. He picks up that girl, and then Vincent gets behind him, and he takes the shot. Like Al Pacino gets to be like he's so clearly head and shoulders above every other cop in this movie.
100%.
Like I feel like he gets that moment to take out Chirito. He's he's aiming down sights. He's got to avoid the girl.
Yeah.
And then there's the moment when like when the prostitute dies and the mom shows up. He's got to leave to like hug her and console her. I'm just like, this is just like movie star stuff. Like the movie, I don't mind this stuff.
Yeah.
That because the movie's not trying to not be dramatic.
No, for sure.
So the fact that like this is our movie star, he's gonna do all this fancy stuff. Like he shows up to the scene of the crime and everybody's just like waiting for him to show up. Even when like you know what they're looking at? He says it like 6 times.
Yeah,
Like, you know what they're looking at? What are they looking at? Like in real life, you'd be like, just tell me, man. You know what I mean? But, like, he gets to milk this stuff, but like the drama is just juiced up in this movie consistently, so I don't have no problems.
Oh yeah, me neither. It's like, yeah, it's one of those things. Like sometimes I always find it funny when people say like, "Oh, it's like I don't know, it's like so dramatic." I'm like, there is that fine line. Like sometimes, depending what the movie is, you want to be more grounded, you want to be a little more realistic, but there's still that element of like it's a movie though. Like just let them cook with that. Like sometimes people wouldn't. I'm sure these guys wouldn't say stuff like that to other people, but like it's a movie, so it's like they're working toward an audience. So like sometimes you gotta be like, you just gotta let that stuff go.
As long as it fits the tone of the movie.
Exactly.
Like, if this is what the tone of the movie is, like we're going a little juiced up, a little bit dramatic. That's fine. Like you said, we're here to watch a movie. I'm not here to watch a documentary every single time.
Exactly.
Like we loved F1. That movie was dramatic as hell.
Oh, 100%.
But like that's what the movie is. So I have no issues.
Yeah, and that's the movie I was gonna use as an example too. Because I saw some people saying this like, it's a little too cheesy. I'm just like, I don't know.
That's what I'm
it's
here
just
for.
the vibe. Yeah, it's just that's the vibe of the movie. I don't know what you were expecting. I think that goes more for like they were like F1 fans. I'm like, they're not gonna make this an F1 technical thing. Like they want this to be like go to a global audience. Like everyone's gotta, even if you don't watch F1. And I think that's probably why we liked it so much because it's like we're not like, because I can imagine if I always kind of have that a little bit like when I watch basketball movies where it's just like, okay, like
that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. That wouldn't happen. Or it's like, that doesn't like. That's not how a basketball game is. You know what I mean? Like sometimes they take liberties. So, but like with F1, I don't know what liberties they took.
True.
I don't know if it's just like, that's too much. Like, it wouldn't be like that.
And we're also not career criminals. So in this movie,
exactly,
the liberties that they took, we're not certain of.
I like to go about more into the shootout. Like this kind of goes to your point of like when they were like Neil's like moral compass. Like the whole little speech he has, like it's like we want to hurt no one. We're here for the bank's money, not your money. The money's your money's insured by the federal government. Like you're not gonna lose a dime. Like think of your families. Don't risk your life. Don't be a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like, oh shoot, like this is like that cool, calm thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I almost feel like he practiced that line. Like he says this or not even practice. He says the same thing every single time.
Right.
It was just so mundane the way he said it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like what we talked about when we did There Will Be Blood, and we have Daniel Day-Lewis character. I can't remember.
Oh, yeah,
the guy's name, but like he has that speech where it's like, "This is my son."
Yeah.
And I'm a family man, and
Yeah.
I'm an oil man. You know what I
100%.
mean? Like it's the same thing. It's just a practiced speech to be like, I need to get this point across because I need to speak clearly because these people will be in a panic.
Yeah.
They'll be freaked the hell out. I'm the leader of this crew. We got Chris over there getting the money. We got Charito watching the door. Everyone's in position. I need to make sure I get my point across to be like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna leave. We don't need to do anything crazy.
Yeah.
And then crazy shit starts happening.
Yeah.
But
no, that's a really good comparison. Like with There Will Be Blood. Like it 100% is that.
Yeah.
Like that is his speech. This is his bank robbery speech.
Yeah.
And he says every single time because the way he said it wasn't. It just he was just moving and doing it.
Yeah.
It was just like he was like walking around and just saying it's like I've said this 100 times.
Yeah.
Like this is just what I say.
mm-hmm.
Don't be a hero.
Yeah.
Because we get heroes all the time. That one dude, he's like, "Where's the key? What key? Why?" He immediately tries to be a hero.
I just told you, man. I can see it around your neck.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Then he punches him in the face. And he's like, no, live it up. Let
What-
it bleed. Let it bleed.
I just don't understand why you'd want to be a hero in that moment. Like, guys comes in with these. I don't care where I'm working.
Yeah.
Take the money, dude.
You
Like,
have the guns.
Yeah.
And like you said, like I'm not gonna lose any money. here.
Yeah. You usually think the next day the job's gonna be like, "That's crazy. You didn't try to stop them at all." Like,
Yeah.
what job is gonna?
You're fired. Get
Yeah,
out of here.
exactly. Oh, you really gave them a key, huh? All right,
Crazy.
get out of here, bro. You're never gonna work here again. Like I was just like
Yeah, yeah.
immediately someone had to be a hero.
That's funny.
Let it bleed.
He's a good guy, man.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
He could have shot him there.
That is
Waingro
true.
would have.
That is true. You know,
Waingro would have lit that place up.
No, 100%. But I mean, yeah.
But then the shootout is, I think it's very like raw, and it's very. Actually, I read a lot about the military actually uses a lot of that scene to like teach their soldiers. Like apparently the reloading is super well done, super accurate. Even the way that they work their way out, like they hide behind a cars. One person gets up, starts shooting, go, and one person moves to the next car. Then they start shooting, go, and then, you know what I mean. The way that they cover for each other on their way out, like just impeccable direction.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I even saw it too. Like it was actually shot downtown LA, right? Like they wanted to use like a real bank and like the actual streets just so it felt authentic. Just like also because like if you're someone from LA, you'd be like, oh snap, like that.
That's the corner.
That's the corner of like that street that I walk past like all the time, and like they actually like captured the sound of like the blanks being shot, so you actually get like the echo of the gunfire and stuff like that. It comes off so well too, because like I haven't done a comparison, but I feel like you definitely could tell like when it doesn't sound like the echoes and the sound sound like it's from outside, like it's post production versus like when it's in it, you just feels more authentic.
And again, I feel like it just puts you in it.
Yeah,
It really just puts you in that scenario. And like the first time I was watching this, I remember just like, what the hell is going to happen? Anybody could die. Shootout dies. Like I feel like one of them had to die.
Yeah.
If they all just got out of there scot free, and even the driver gets smoked.
Yeah, exactly. I thought Brendan was his name.
Okay.
Brendan was like I wrote Brendan subplot because that's when he ended up dying because he got shot. I was like, damn, man.
See, that's like, but I think that's actually a good, like, almost, I don't want to say a twist, but just a good way to end a story, because it kind of shows like the consequences of this life. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. He's like, okay, I'm working hard in this diner. I'm not getting anywhere. All right, let me take this job and then I can get this money, get my girl and go home. Like, no, you made this decision and now you're dead.
Yeah, no, it's true. And it kind of like, it puts a button on all these characters. Cause like, I imagine you drawing all these lines for all these characters where like they lead to. And I guess like Vincent's, what's it called? Wife. She doesn't really have an end line.
That's what I'm saying. The third act is
Yeah,
her story is
she doesn't really have an end line, but like other people, like it's like Neil doesn't get away. Vincent does what he wants to do. Chris gets away. And where Waingro dies, Danny Trio's character dies.
Yep.
Like Brendan dies.
Brendan
Yeah.
dies.
So like there is like these final points of, even if like again with Chris, it's just he gets away, so that just ends up being his final point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Vincent's wife.
I like the finish of his.
Yeah, this is what I was asking you about a year ago.
What?
When we watched A Quiet Ones, and I was like, "Have you seen Heat?" And you're like, "No." I was like, "Okay, when you see Heat, then you'll understand." There was a scene like that in Heat. One of the dudes, spoilers for anyone that want to watch The Quiet Ones, it's like this indie film from like I don't even remember. Was it Dutch? I can't remember.
Oh, you're talking about at TIFF.
At TIFF.
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
there's a scene when a guy goes back to go see his family, and this girl's like, "No," and he's like, "Oh," and then he leaves because the cops are there, and I'm like, "Oh snap!" And then I was like, "Have you seen Heat?" And you're like, "No." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll wait."
Oh shit!
A year later, now I can finally understand. I was like, cool. "Oh, they did the thing from Heat," and you're like, "Oh, okay, you haven't seen Heat." Now you know. I don't expect you to go watch Quiet Ones because we didn't really love it that much. But
no, that one was great.
But now you understand the reference. I've been sitting on that.
I like that though. Like his girl, like I get it. You know, she's doing what's right for her and her son, trying to get out of the situation. It makes sense. But she doesn't like turn on him.
Yeah, no.
Right? She's like she smiles like she's happy to see him. And then it's like a tough moment. Like she even pauses for a second. She's like, "Man, like this is my guy." And for him, this is his girl. You know, the sun rises and sets with her, man. And she gives that signal, and then his face just drops, and he's like, "Fuck, I gotta go." And then he leaves, and then they're like, "Pull him over." And then for a second, you're like, "Oh no, no!" Everything checks out, and he gets away.
Part of me was thinking that it was gonna be a different car or something. Like he just went a different way, and it's gonna be like, "Oh, he actually got away," but it actually was him, which surprised me too. And I'm just like, "Okay, they didn't get him." Which all he did is really cut his hair. He dyed his hair a little bit, but hey,
he had a different ID.
No, that's true.
And the car they said was registered.
That is true.
But like, they probably should have, you know, just taken him in for questioning.
Yeah,
maybe.
no, 100%. But
I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know.
No, you need some reasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they could have been like, you kind of look like the guy they were looking for. So I don't know if you can take someone in for that.
Fit the description.
Yeah, you fit the description. Yeah, I don't know.
What are you talking about? I cut my hair.
Yeah, exactly.
I got short hair.
Exactly. I mean, no, I think they 100% can. Because how many things have we seen? It was just like, oh, there's a black guy that stole something. All right, let me grab any black guy that fits the description.
That's what I mean. Chris isn't black.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That is true. There's the final moments that we get. The like the final like chase in like the airport scene. Like I don't know if you had any specific. I have a couple notes, but I don't know.
Well, I think the hotel scene is fun. I think, you know, like I said, I don't know if Neil, it kind of goes against his thing of his dedication. I feel like just getting out. But you got to kill Waingro.
Yeah,
you got to kill that guy.
No, 100%.
So the fact that he shows up, takes Waingro out, and then Edie's just like sitting in the car. Vincent shows up after his stepdaughter tried to kill herself. Like I said, that stuff is just like, why is that even in there? But then when he's coming down the street, I guess.
Oh, the street, yeah.
And then Neil sees him, and then he pauses for a second, and we're like, is he gonna go back on his rule? What's he gonna do? And he just walks the hell away, and Edie's just like, no.
And I was like, it was a good moment. Part of me was wondering too. I was like, what is she? Does she really want this life, or does she really want like? Up until that point, it seemed like she was like, okay, maybe this is what I was gonna do. Mm-hmm. But Neil, that little moment, I'm like, all right, he's true to his word.
Yeah.
The heat's on. 30 seconds. I'm out of this.
Like the heat is coming around the corner. Vincent Hand is right there.
Part of me almost wonders. I'm like, why not jump in the car and then drive away? Maybe would that not been faster? But I guess there was some people running because of the fire.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people there.
Yeah, and he didn't want to run people over.
I mean, there would have been, and there was cops everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's true. I didn't realize how close they were to the airport. So I guess because when they're like, "Do we have time?" He's like, "I'll make time." I'm like. And then he ran to the airport. I'm like, it was that close?
Yeah, of course you have time.
Yeah, it's like right beside it. They made it seem like he went out of the way.
Yeah, 100%. Edie should have left the car and been checked in and waiting at the gate of the airport.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, all right, you just go for a walk to the airport's right there. I'll meet you there.
I literally didn't even think about that just now. They made it seem like they went, because that was a shot that I actually really liked too. Like I wrote it's like the home free kind of shot where it's just like, are we good? And then it's like, and then when they go in the tunnel, like everything's white. It almost feels like they just entered heaven or whatever. And he's like, nah, I gotta finish something, and then it just goes back to black, and I'm like, oh my god, that was his ultimate downfall.
Yeah,
but it was in running distance, so I don't understand.
That is a good point. It was right there. Yeah,
it was right there.
Right there. And I don't know how, like, again, this is a movie, right?
Yeah.
This is a movie. So this isn't an actual issue. But can you just climb a fence and end up on a landing strip? I feel like it's a little more complicated.
Yeah, it probably is. It probably is. Yeah.
You can't just do that.
This is pre 9/11, so maybe it was a little easier.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Security was a little different back then. So I don't know.
Let's
ask our parents. I mean, I don't know if either our parents were knew
climbing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like never thought about it actually. So I don't know.
Yeah, not true.
Quick Google search, I guess. But one thing that I really liked about the final scene too is because without saying it ties back to an earlier thing that Vincent's a girl said, where she says, "You don't live with me, you live with the remains of dead people," and that's the last thing we get. He's living with the remains of a dead person.
That's true.
And I thought that was sick.
Like, he's just in a dap.
Yeah, exactly, in a dap, and it almost felt like it didn't need to be said. Like, it would have been cute if they had a little voiceover, be like, "You don't live with me, you live in the remains of dead people," and like a pan zoom out. But like,
it's like a forced ghost on the side.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But that's what I felt when I saw that scene, because I wrote that line down. It's not, and didn't end up being my quote, but it was a line that I thought about, so I wrote it down. And then I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh shit, he's with the remains of a dead person." I'm like, "This literally is." Usually he's going to the scene and they're already dead.
Right.
But he was with someone that was alive, and now he's holding, like you said, in a dap, the remains of a dead person. I was like, oh snap, like that's the movie, man.
Yeah, because it's that ultimate respect, right? He's trying to they respect each other so much, right? Like like through every score, he's just like, man, he's doing this because we can't get him there, and he's leaving because it would only be a little misdemeanor and whatever. Like, he's just respects him so much. So when he finally takes him out, I don't know. It's just that moment where it's like, this is a person that I respect. I gotta almost have like closure, with this person that like I developed a relationship through these crimes with.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Which is pretty cool.
No, it is. I think it was a really good ending, and again, like I said, it surprised me. You said it surprised you as well. Like, I didn't think it was gonna end like that. I wasn't sure if I thought one of them was gonna die, or like Neil was gonna get away. I don't know what I was expecting, but but the scenarios that were going through my head was definitely not Neil ending Neil dying and then them ending in a dap, obviously. But
again, pretty dramatic.
Yeah,
I think like I said, I think the way I saw it was like, I didn't think either of them were gonna die, because then that like Al Pacino in theory wins.
Yeah,
no,
it's true.
And like I felt like the whole movie they were so equal that like they couldn't have strayed for that. Strayed from that, but they did. And I mean, in that speech that you're talking about, Vincent's wife gasses the hell out of him.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Ralph thing.
No. That's a funny little scene too. But like, I mean, when the speech where she's talking about you live with the remains of dead people, and she's like, you're out on the streets hunting your prey.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm like,
I think you meant like gaslighting, but you were gassing him up.
I'm just like, what is? This is not how people talk.
Yeah, no, that's so true. That is so.
But that thing with Ralph was funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can do my wife. You can sit on her couch, but do not watch my TV set.
That's a weird line to draw. I feel like it should.
I think he just needed to do something. Like, he's like, I can't let you do everything. Like, yeah, you did my wife. Like, what's done is done. I can't do anything about that. But like, I got to get a leg up here somewhere. True. So fuck you and you're not watching my TV.
Then he ended up like kicking out of his car later. I was like, now no one's got a TV, dog. Like, who wins here?
Ralph's.
Yeah, exactly. Find out where Ralph. Now you're committing a crime, I guess. That was the Ralph thing needed to be mentioned, because that shit killed me. I almost had that as a quote. The sit down, Ralph. He's like, I can leave. Nah, sit down. I was like, all right, this is awkward.
Yeah. I have so many quotes that I wrote down. I have my honorable mentions.
Oh, okay,
we will be talking.
No, there definitely is a lot of quotes.
There's so many that are worth mentioning.
Oh yeah,
that they're like, the award is not enough.
Oh, 100%. We talked about it a couple times, and this was my tease of it when I was saying how like there was one thing that didn't work for me, and it was just like, like you said, it It was the suicide attempt subplot, like with the daughter. Because to me, it was just like it didn't feel like there was enough scenes with her to look back and be like, oh yeah, the signs were there.
Right.
It kind of just felt like a dramatic point, which it works for in the sense of like you have this moment where now Vincent and his girl are like back together and being like, we should try to make this work. Like, but like I don't know, it just she wasn't in it enough that it felt like the first time we see her, it's like we're gonna be late, and this other time it's like, oh, I like being alone, which is a small thing,
right?
And then what else do we really get from her?
Yeah, we see her at the start. She's like, "Oh, I can't find my barrettes.
Yeah.
Dad's gonna be here and like pay attention to me." Like, no one. We get that moment where it's like it starts off strong, where it's like, okay, no one's paying attention to her. Her dad's not showing up. We know that Vincent's never home.
Yeah,
and her mom's not even paying attention to her. Like, this kid is being neglected.
Yeah,
but then that's it.
Yeah,
and then we skip 2 hours later, and she's trying to kill herself. I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah, I know. It just felt.
Why?
I guess as you say it now, I'm kind of understanding the sense of like everyone else was overlooking it, and even like we are overlooking it technically.
Okay,
but you didn't give us that much to overlook. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like there needed to be more scenes of her being overlooked. Like during the Ralph conversation, maybe we could have got like a shot of her upstairs listening. You know what I mean? Like just more, at least more little bits
just
of
have
those
her involved.
Yeah, just all these little beats of just like she's in the room. Like I think it would have been perfect. Like she's just in the room and they're not even like paying attention to her. Like she's doing homework and they're arguing.
Right.
Every argument, she's just always there, and like they don't even consider her, or like just more moments. I feel like it just didn't feel like enough for it to make sense. To be
again, it's even. I'll compare it again to like F1. How like I talked about in that movie, the ending felt earned.
Yeah,
that was just totally unearned.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like
basically,
they could have went another way of having them be like reconnected.
Yeah.
Or just at least expand on her scenes where it just makes more sense. Or it just felt very just random.
Or did they even need to be reconnected? Because like we don't see anything from Vincent to let us to believe. And you even mentioned this earlier that like, okay, he caught Neil, now he's good.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna be home all the time and be a good husband and father. Like, no, he's still gonna be doing this. So it's not. So yeah, they get the redeeming moment where they're like, our daughter tried to kill herself. We have to be a little bit better. But I don't get anything that gives me the reason to believe that Vincent's actually going to do that.
No, it's true. There's like that little bit of hope, because when they're sitting there in the hospital and they're talking about like, man, should we make this work? Without, I'm trying to take myself back to my first viewing. I was like, okay, like this is the sparking moment that's going to change his thoughts. Now he's just like, yeah, maybe I need to step back a little bit from work. It felt like that was the moment that was happening, where it's just like, yeah. And then even like when he gets like the Pazer message, he's just like, like, yeah, I feel like before he just immediately be up no matter what it is, but he's like, it's just like a fire alarm thing. Like it's not that crazy. Right. But then when they're like, oh no, we got Neil, and then he sparked back up, and it's like, nah, he's not changed.
No,
he's right back into this.
No, 100%.
Yeah, because really he didn't have to go. It really shows you how he didn't change. Stepdaughter is still in the hospital. You let someone else deal with it.
Right.
What's more important? You know what I mean? So like that really shows like, yeah, he's not changed. And like you live with the remains of dead people instead of being with consoling your wife and the daughter. You're here holding a dead guy. That's right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you're just back to your old ways.
100%. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But yeah, the subplot, I felt like it wasn't earned.
Yeah. Like I said, the third act loses me a little bit. Like we see a lot of even Neil and Edie, when she's like, she finds out that he's not a metal salesman and he's doing all these crazy crimes. And she's like, I don't know if I actually want to be with you. And then he chases her up a hill and grabs her. I'm like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care about any of this stuff. It's just like the first 2 acts we're going score to score. Yeah. And I'm just like, this is packed. This is sick.
Yeah.
And then it like slows all the way down after the bank robbery. Like I said, I think Chris and his girl, I think that's a good story. We didn't get anything about like Chirito's family, how they react to that. I don't know if we necessarily needed
probably didn't need it. Yeah.
But the stuff with their partners, I just don't care about it as much. Those characters are really in there to tell us more about Vincent and Neil.
Yeah.
So like when they get their whole storyline at the end, it just falls flat.
Yeah. I think I accept the Vincent's one a little bit more. The Neil one, after the first watch, I kind of just like accepted it. But this watch, I was kind of sitting there like, this is a guy that we've established doesn't have a couch. He's very much like a lone wolf. And this girl talks to him. She's a pretty girl, but like immediately after having sex with her one time, he's hooked. I like, that doesn't feel like Neil. From what they established earlier in the movie, he doesn't feel like a guy. He's talking about like never attach himself to anything,
Right.
and then immediately attaches himself like the next day to someone.
Yeah, see, I mean, and I guess maybe this is one reason why it doesn't work for me too, is I just don't buy this chemistry.
Oh yeah,
with Pacino, not
Neil,
De Niro.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
That I don't know the actor's name, but like De Niro is so stone faced and stoic.
Yeah,
and he's like, even when they first meet, he's just like, "Lady, why do you even care about who I am and what I do?"
No, exactly.
And like, he's not like super charming with her.
That's what I'm saying.
And she's just like eating it up, and then he's suddenly in love with her. I'm just like, I'm just not buying it.
Yeah, no, it is true. Like they didn't feel like the same. Which again, opposites can attract. Like it's not impossible. They didn't have to be the exact kind of like demeanor.
Right.
But I do hear your point. She's a graphic designer, so she's kind of like she's like an artsy kind of person, and he doesn't seem like he cares about any of that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like at least like their core foundations, it just don't feel like they line up. It's just like we're attracted to each other.
Yeah.
We never really had like did they have a connecting moment? Like, oh yeah, I grew up doing like we used to at least get one of those where it's just like, oh yeah, like I used to when I was younger, my dad used to take me to baseball games. Like, yeah, me too. Like they didn't. I feel like there wasn't like that interlinking thing. At least they're like, okay, we can grow on this. Like we both really like this thing. It just felt like we're both attracted. We hooked up, and all right, we're together now. Yeah, I'm like, all right.
No, I mean, we literally get the opposite, especially with their families. You know, she's like, oh my dad does this, and my brother's over here, and we always get together and do this and that. And then Neil's like, they got a brother somewhere. I don't even know my dad. Like they're just completely opposite in every single way. Which, like you said, is not impossible. But
no,
like, honestly, even if just in the performance, I felt chemistry, maybe it would have helped. But like, I just like I'm not buying that these two love each other.
No, 100%. You just look at it as just like, well, yeah, it's De Niro, whatever. Like, anybody that grew up in the 80s and 90s, like that's De Niro. But then as they're actually talking and stuff like that, I just don't understand more his side of it. I get it. Yeah, she's a pretty girl, but like, why? What is the thing about her that's different than any other girl? Like, he's never seen a pretty girl before.
Yeah,
he's been avoiding them for a long time. Why? What about this girl that's different? And I just never got anything to be like, yeah, she's different because. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm just throwing it out there. But those are all really. I don't know if you have any other like final points. Like I'm kind of done with. I just have little facts in here and there.
I did. Dion, I built another parlay.
Oh snap! All right.
I built the same movie parlay, and you're gonna fill it out.
All right, let's go.
And we're gonna see if you can hit on it.
All right, I'm ready.
So I got 5 bets on the slip.
Okay.
And we'll see how you do. So, first question, it's a classic. It's good for all these movies. How many people die in this movie? I got the over/under at 16.5.
Oh snap!
Was that more or less than you were thinking?
I didn't think that it was going to be this more than I thought.
Okay,
so over and under.
You're going to take the under?
I'm just trying to think of like everything that was happening around the heist and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do. Like, see, because this is how I set the over under. Like, I think in my head like around what I think it would be, and then I see what the actual answer is, and then you work it like that.
Yeah. Okay. Am I gonna answer them all? Then you can tell me afterwards what I got. Okay, I'm gonna go under I'm gonna go under 16.
Under
for how many people died in the movie.
All right. How much money do they steal from the bank heist? Over under.
Okay. Yeah.
1.4 million.
Over 1.4.
Over 1.4. All right. Which state license does Chris use to buy the explosives at the start of the film? He buys it and he shows a license. Remember, he's like, "Oh, it's so common. You can get it by just a license from this state, or this state. So it's too common to trace because they wanted to trace it."
That's a good question. I actually have no idea.
You got a 1 in 50 chance.
Yeah, I know. and I'm not even great at my geography in the States. Like Florida.
Florida, is that your guess?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Florida.
All right. Who is the
Miami,
first?
That's probably why.
Okay. Yeah. Who is the first member of Neil's crew to die?
Was it the dude that Vincent shot? What was his name?
The dude that Vincent Chirito.
I think it was Chirito.
Going Chirito?
I think so. I think it was him. He was the first one. Part of his crew to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm going with.
Okay. And what nickname does Chirito call everybody around him?
Does he call everyone around him?
Well, like, yeah, what's the common nickname that he gives everybody?
Dang, I actually don't even know. I'm just gonna throw something out there. I'm just gonna say. I'm gonna say. I know it's not this, but I'm just gonna throw a nickname. I'm gonna say Stretch.
Stretch?
even though I don't,
Okay.
even though I know it's not that, but I just
You're gonna be mad
I
when
completely
you get
forgot.
the answer to this.
Uh,
Well, you did not hit on your parlay.
yeah, that was the last one that I was 100% sure I didn't get right.
Yeah. You actually only got one right.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you really
I
did
feel
totally
better
lose
about
it.
that, honestly,
Yeah.
than just getting one wrong.
No. So how many people died in this movie? You took the under 16.5. The answer is 21. I thought it was less too.
Yeah, I don't
Because
remember.
I was thinking like the main characters, like you said, the members of the crew. You got Chirito dies, Neil dies, obviously. You got Trejo dies, Waingro dies, all these people. And the driver that they pick up to do the, and I guess like I was like, okay, maybe a couple more. I was thinking like low teens.
Yeah. But who's the other people?
Well, I guess the shootout. In the shootout, maybe there's some cops that get got. That
Yeah, it's
we
like
didn't really.
some dead meat shit, man.
Yeah.
Like never mind. This is a tangent. But yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, oh man, I don't know how many people died in the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it really comes down to. I was just thinking about all the people. I was like, oh, it's a trick question.
That's just a number I got online.
That's fair. I'm sure it's right, to be honest.
I did not fact check it, so but yeah.
Yeah, you messed with my parlay, man.
That's what we're going. That's what we're going. How much money is still from the bank? You took the over 1.4. It was 1.2.
That was 1.6. I don't know why.
They got they get the guy that has like the plans and the information and everything. He's like, that guy was cool too. He's like, all that information's out there. You just got to know how to grab it.
Yeah, that is cool. I like that idea.
What's the estimate? 1.1, 1.2 million.
That made me think of cybersecurity because it really is like that. Like when you like send an email, it goes into you got to decode it so it doesn't get taken, and then you recode it, like the key and all that stuff. So especially back then too, like there's no cybersecurity. You could grab any information you wanted.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's probably way harder. But that is, all right, what's the next one?
Yep.
What else did I get wrong?
State license. It was not Florida. It was Arizona. Arizona state license.
Dang.
Who was the first to die? Chirito. You were correct.
Hey. That was the only one I felt confident about.
Okay. And the nickname that he gives everyone was Slick.
I thought
I knew you were gonna be mad.
I was like, does he call everyone Slick?
Well, that's the thing, right? He's like that's how the guy that was like in jail with him. He's like, oh, this guy doesn't want to know about Slick, and he's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
what did you say? He's
I remember.
Slick.
Yeah.
He calls everybody Slick. That's what gets him got.
Yeah. I don't know why. I for someone I was like, he only calls certain people Slick. He doesn't call everybody Slick. And I was like, does he call everyone that? I doubted it, and it went with Stretch for whatever reason. I don't know why. No one's that tall.
No.
Damn. All right. Well, I didn't get a parlay. Maybe I'll do better next time.
Though.
Yeah, it was fun. I think I did better on the John Wick one. I know I did. I think I got way better than that. But...
You did.
All right. Well,
and then my last like little fact is that Keanu Reeves. Speaking of John Wick, Keanu Reeves was offered the role of Chris. I just thought that was
really.
Yeah. He turned it down.
For what? What was it, 1995? Speed, maybe?
I don't know. It was something I didn't recognize.
Okay, Point Blank.
He was at a low point for a while.
No, that's true.
It was one of his stinkers, I guess.
Yeah, that's
what do you think? Do you think he would have been better, worse?
I'm trying to imagine him as Chris because like, would he grown out his hair and had done the ponytail thing too?
Would have been blonde?
Yeah, oh god, that looks so weird. I don't know. I mean, Keanu Reeves, he could have pulled it off probably. It's just hard to imagine him outside of it now. Like
right.
Val Kilmer, I think was doing Batman at the same time too. I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So he was going back and forth. I mean, I don't remember that Batman to be honest. I watched as a kid. I don't know if it still holds up, but a lot of those Batman movies are pretty campy back then. Yeah. They worked when you were watching them as a kid, but then Nolan changed the game with how we look at superhero movies. But that's interesting. That he was going to be in that movie,
or could have been.
Could have been. All worked out in the end, though.
Well, that's all I got.
That's all you got? I think that's all I got. Yeah, I said my line about we talked about the overcooked chicken.
Shout out Fillmore.
Yeah, shout out Fillmore. There was just one really small shot that just stuck with me. Just one of the detectives when he was in the elevator with Vincent, he was just loading the 12 gauge like as they were getting ready, and they just kept doing the zoom ins, the close zoom ins, of just like putting it in, just locking it in. I thought it looked really cool. Because it's just like these little things made the conversation more interesting.
Yeah.
Like they were talking, load. And then they were talking, load. And just like a zooming into it just to add some kind of dynamic.
Is that when Vincent was talking about? This was after the shootout, and he's talking about Neil getting away. He's like, oh, maybe 8-10 hours, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Freaking psycho, man.
Yeah, Al Pacino's hilarious, man. His delivery for line, it's just such a unique voice too.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's like this little, like kind of like a whisper tone. Like I don't know. It
Give me all you got.
Yeah.
He freaking grabs the table and shit. Give me all you got. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man.
Crazy.
So the fact that he says like he was on coke,
yeah,
it
makes
just makes a lot of
100% makes
sense.
sense. Yeah,
Makes a lot of sense.
watch it again. Watch it again. Like look
Yeah.
as a cokehead. I'm like, oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see. This guy
Don't
never
waste
never
my
sleeps.
motherfucking time. So good, man.
But no, that's all I got.
All right, Filmies time.
Let's get into the filmies.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Filmies. This is the aforementioned award show that we do at the end of every episode. We got 6 awards that we're gonna give out, and I got a whole bunch of runner-ups because this movie is like begging for Filmies.
Oh yeah,
There's so
there's
many
a
good.
lot.
There's great scenes. There's a lot of great 6-men.
Yeah.
A lot of great 6-men opportunities. Tons of quotes.
I was gonna say quotes. It goes crazy.
Tons of quotes. So our first award is the fit check, best or worst fit of the movie. Who gets your fit check?
See, this is one where it may lax a little bit because there's
Yeah,
nothing
there's not
that crazy in this movie for fits. I gave it to Chris for his shootout gear. He's wearing like you got the gray dress pants, gray jacket, it's a white undershirt, and it's got like this light pink kind of tie, and then it's the black gloves and the shades, and he's just got the gun hanging over and then the bag when they're walking out. It just looks dope.
Yeah.
He was real late to put on his mask though. They all put on their mask, and then he was tying the guy out, with his face out, and then put it on. I'm like, okay, what's the point? They all just saw your face, like, and he's the one that gets away. In the end, the guy that showed his face,
he cut his hair.
Yeah, exactly. But my finger goes to Chris for that.
Okay,
very simple, just nice because a lot of times they're just wearing suits.
Yeah, there's not a bunch.
It's like, what's your favorite suit, basically?
Kind of. I went a different direction. I gave it to Neil.
Okay,
and I guess it could have really gone to anybody, but and it's the robbing of the armored truck
with the hockey mask. Yeah.
Like he's got the paramedic uniform on, right? Because he goes and he gets the ambulance.
Yeah.
The black vest over top looks clean, and the white hockey mask.
No, it looks dope.
It just looks badass.
100%. Yeah.
Sick.
I heard that Nolan took inspiration from that. Like the opening scene of Dark Knight. He's a huge Heat fan. He says like it's one of his favorite movie ever.
Okay.
Like he actually interviewed Michael Mann, Al Pacino, and De Niro for the 20th anniversary. Like he pulled up because he wanted to ask them. He's like, this is one of my favorite movies, like of all time.
Damn.
Yeah, and he's like that opening scene. The opening scene of Dark Knight was inspired by the heist in Heat.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Like they're wearing clown masks instead of like hockey masks. But he's like, I wanted to recreate some kind of cool thing to emulate Heat, which is interesting.
Yeah,
because you never know. Like not Tarantino with Christopher Nolan, like. He's also like a really big Fast and Furious fan, what I find hilarious. You never seen that?
No.
He says like my guilty pleasure movie. Like, what's your guilty pleasure movie? He's just like Fast and Furious.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just like you just never guess that there's a kind of movie.
I know he's a big Bond fan.
Oh
I heard him talk about
he's a massive Bond fan. I mean, like I feel like most people.
He's a big movie guy.
Yeah, exactly. Just in general. Yeah, but no, that's a great fit. I put that at first, but I was just like. They're all kind of wearing the same thing, so I don't know who to give it to. I think Chris actually had a different mask.
His is black. Yeah. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Maybe the foreshadowing that he's the one that's going to survive.
Maybe it's like a tease of Batman. Maybe I don't know.
Oh, true.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, to be honest, but I like that though because it was dope. I just didn't know where to go because they're all wearing. I'm like, who did I like the most?
I mean, yours is dope too. Like you said, the glasses.
Yeah,
and he's just like when he's just shooting, like he looks like he knows what he's doing.
100%.
Like
I think that they definitely took They took
training.
Tom Cruise's advice.
Oh yeah, weapons training.
Weapons training.
Shout out the amateur. Yeah. Okay. Next we got our Ferris Bueller Award. So this is our lazy award. There's a couple like absolutely egregious ones that we already talked about. Maybe you went with something smaller, but so this is someone that someone did inside the movie or behind the scenes that we consider lazy. Who gets your Ferris Bueller?
I think I might have went smaller, considering that. Like, I think there's definitely a lot of ways you could go with it, but I gave it to Neil.
Okay,
and it's when they're about to execute basically Waingro
Yeah.
and just not looking down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, where did he go? I'm like, you're about to kill this guy. Like, yeah, look around, but like, I can still see this paper. You know what I mean? Like, do a quick glance or something. That's not gonna hurt you, dog. Like, I had to give it to him for that.
Well, I got the exact same one. Like, you got two guys. You got Chirito and you got Chris that are looking out, right? And that's why he stops, right? He's about to shoot him. He's like, hold up. The cops are there. Why do you have to look up and look around? Like, he'll tell you, okay, the coast is clear. You keep your eye on the guy. What are you doing?
That's what I'm saying.
Horrible stuff.
I'm glad. You just.
Well, I was gonna say the other one, which would be my runner up, is the cop for sitting down in the truck.
Oh yeah, that was my other one. That was my honorary too.
Those are the two that it's like, what are you guys doing?
The cop one, I almost was like, that has to be it, but I was just like,
They're
leaning.
both egregious.
I was like, is it lazy because he's just sitting down in that moment? It's just he's also an idiot. That's why I feel like I just lean more. He's an idiot. I don't even know if he's lazy, but it definitely is lazy. But
yeah.
I was like, come on, Neil. Like, this is your downfall.
Yeah.
You being lazy is your downfall, because if you executed him at that point, your whole dynamic for the rest of the movie would have been different.
I mean, they still would have got they still would have had Hannah on them, Vincent Hannah on them, because the slick thing in Chirito. It was, but they would have been fine on the bank robbery because Waingro is the one that goes to Van Zant and is like, I got a couple moves I could play here.
That is true.
Be to your benefit or whatever. So he's the one that dimes them out on the bank robbery.
No, that's true.
But the guy sitting down, like when they open the door and then like Vincent comes out and like he's looking back at him, I was like, is he about to like beat the shit out of him or something? Like, he should.
They didn't even acknowledge it.
Nothing.
No one acknowledged that. Like, what the hell did you just do, dog?
Yeah.
Like, everyone just kind of just like, they're probably all like, that's Tim. Like, no one has to even say anything. Just like, here we go.
That guy is just going to be pushing papers the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you ever have that guy on a
God.
stakeout ever again.
What did they send that guy in the Mission Impossible?
Oh, yeah, they send him to Alaska. Send that guy to Alaska. Send him. Get him out of here.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, next we got...
I want to see that guy in Heat too. I want to see him be a full 8 years prior.
Yeah. We'll see him on in the police academy doing some sitting down and bumping something. Yeah, that'd be funny. Okay, next we got our Peyton Pritchard Award. So this is our 6-man award. Someone with a smaller role in the movie that did the most with that small opportunity. Who gets your 6-man?
This one I went really small for.
Okay, nice, love it.
And I went for the cop at on the hotel watch. Like, they're watching Waingro and they're just like waiting to see if there's any movements, if Neil shows up or anything. And there's the one time when they cut and they're just playing cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the cop, like, I think he's smoking a cigarette. I assume it's a cigarette because it's not gonna be weed or anything. He's smoking a cigarette and he starts smoking rings.
Was he?
Yes.
I did not notice that.
Like, why is he smoking rings when he's on hotel watch? I'm like, doing the most in their opportunity. He's like, yo, he went to the man and like, yo, I can do smoke rings.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, sure, do them. And just boom, you go back and watch. He smokes and rings. I'm like, why? So, like, there's no reason.
Perfect 6-man.
100%.
That is the epitome of what this award is all about. He had his one role is to like watch this camera, smoke this cigarette. Okay, I'm gonna do that to the highest level possible.
And that's what he did. And I was just like, because I was struggling for a little bit because I was like, there's a couple different ways you go with this.
Yeah,
but when I went back and started doing smoking rings, I'm like, what the heck? I'm shouting you out. I should have got the actor's name, but
yeah, I didn't even notice that. Shoot, great pick though.
Thank you.
That's great.
What about you?
I gave mine to Ted Levine, who is the actor that plays Bosco, which is the detective under Vincent.
Yeah,
the guy that like tells him all the whole spiel when he gets to the crime scene. First of all, Bosco, what a name.
Yeah.
Like when Vincent says it for the first time to his wife, he's like, "No, I gotta go meet Bosco." I'm like, "Is that a dog?" Like, Bosco is crazy. He's chewing the shit out of that gum.
Oh,
he's got the mustache and it's just moving up and down. He's just even like just the look with the mustache, like perfect cop in this perfect. Like I feel like I can go up to that guy if I saw him in the street and just go, "What do we got?" And he'll give me a full rundown of the situation. Like I feel like he's perfect because he shows up. He's like, armored truck. We got 2 to the side, 2 in the bullets here. This one's got hemorrhaging around the head. So this was an execution. This guy was probably crouched down, went for the ankle gun. Boom, 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 boom to the side. I was like, yo, this guy's cooking.
Yeah, no, that now that you mention it, yeah, he did go hard. Was that his only? Like, did he ever remember any more scenes after that?
Well, he was at like the dinner party with his wife, so he got a little joke in there.
Yeah.
He was in he died in the shootout.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is true.
So
No, that was good though. No, yeah, it was good.
So it's basically that first scene at the armored truck. And actually, when he was when they were in all the trucks when they were staking out the second score, he was in there too. And that's when I think they left, or when Neil notices them and he kind of looks at Vincent and he just gives him like a look or something. But like he was just chewing up every second of screen time he had.
That's good.
That first scene at the armored truck, he was on fire.
That you breaking it down, I was like, oh yeah, he did go off in that moment. Yeah, no, that's well deserved. That's well deserved. That's a good 6 man.
Yeah. Thank you. 2 great 6
yeah,
man. Great picks.
Thank you.
Yours was fantastic. Okay. Quote is next. What is your favorite quote?
My quote, and this was hard because like we said, there's a lot of quotables. That's why I had to throw in that great ass thing earlier, just because. And the one thing I wrote down too with the whole shit, great ass. That's what Max was saying about Jackie. A little call back to Jackie Brown. Yeah, but ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what Max tells people. He's like, well, how was Jackie Brown? Well,
she got a grade, and I got my head all the way up it.
But yeah, mine goes to Neil, and it's the line he's saying is like, "What am I doing?" It's like I'm talking to an empty phone. I don't understand what Van Zandt says. It's like because there's a dead man on the other line of this line, and I was like, "Ooh,
Jesus Christ!"
Ooh, I also got a shout out to the guy that plays Van Zandt. Shout out Prison Break. People that watch Prison Break. Alex Mahone, he was a crazy cop in that movie, the movie in that TV show. He's like a big part of that TV show. So when I saw him, I was like, "Oh snap!" He's also in Dark Knight too, which is like a tie. He's in that opening.
That's right.
He's in the opening bank heist. Yeah. That was definitely
he definitely did that for this.
100%. But that line is just.
Oh my god, that was
dead man on the end of the line.
Yeah, it's not my quote, but it is one that I have written down as my runner up. I'm talking to an empty telephone because there's a dead man on the other end of this fucking.
Yeah, you're
line.
just like.
God damn. And then the next time we see him, he's living in his office.
Yeah.
Like he took that threat so seriously. Neil is tough.
Oh my god. And then he got him. He popped him.
He did. There was a dead man on the other end of that fucking line. Damn. Crazy bar. I gave mine also to Neil. But it's basically the classic. Don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
Yeah, that's dope. But that was my honorary. Like I already, obviously we both seen this movie at this point, but like I was like, oh, the 30-second thing is gonna be my quote. I forgot about the dead man, like the dead man on the end of the line thing. I was like, oh yeah, that's
stank.
That's tough.
That is, as soon as he says that, you're damn.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're done, dude. Yeah, go kiss your family goodbye. It's over, man. Yeah, that was a hard line. I like that one. The 30-second, like it's iconic and it's like a Family Guy moment.
Exactly. That's literally what I've written down. All time Family Guy moment. We already talked about it.
Yeah.
But, okay, I got because she's got a great ass was also the a runner up, and my third honorable mention is Vincent. It's in the diner scene when he's talking to Neil. If it's between you and some poor bastard whose wife you're gonna turn into a widow, brother, you are going down.
That's a good line.
And then Neil responds like, "What if I am boxed in, and I got to take you down? Because I will not hesitate, not for a moment."
That's good.
It's just calm.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's so dope. Yeah, those guys they killed that scene. Oh, 100%.
Incredible stuff. Which brings us to our next award, being the best scene.
So yeah, self-explanatory. My favorite scene was the one-on-one diner. So it's a perfect segue.
Yep.
It's just like I wrote. It's like epic face to face. Just the openness of their conversation, not knowing what's coming next. Because that was my big takeaway from it. Like I always bring myself back to the first viewing of just like, okay, these guys are gonna sit face to face. Is like, is someone gonna try to pull someone on something? Like, is like, does Neil always have his guys back behind him? Does Vincent always have his guys? Like, this is a setup for something. What's gonna be said? Is one guy gonna slip up? Kind of thing. It was just such like a crazy dynamic of just getting, because until that moment you're like, oh yeah, these guys haven't been face to face. We've just been seeing their two stories separate. And now it's finally time to like two worlds collide kind of thing. It's just dope.
Fantastic stuff, which is why it's also my best scene. Absolutely incredible. I mean, what a showdown. Like the whole movie's leading up to this. They strip these characters all the way down and they tell each other and us why they're doing what they're doing and admit that like this is just what I do. You're like me. I'm addicted to this stuff. I'm a workaholic. I don't want to do anything else. I can't do anything else. It's just they're I think also it's I give credit to Michael Mann in this situation for not over directing.
Yeah.
I think you could easily be like, okay, I want to get these guys. They're going to be walking through the streets or they're in a car chase or something and they're on the phone talking to each other. Like, no. You got two absolute movie stars. Sit them down at a table, put the camera on them, and let them cook.
Yeah, no,
and that's exactly what he did. And it couldn't have worked out any better.
No, and it wasn't like, it was just very simple too. Like they didn't feel like they needed to speed up the cuts or anything or like have something happening while they're talking. It was just like very relaxed. Shot of you, shot of me, shot of both of us. Like that was all we played around with. It was just like a very basic conversation.
Yeah, and I read they didn't rehearse it at all. They wanted it to be authentic and organic. They had basically while they were shooting, they had one camera on Pacino, one camera on De Niro, so they could like shoot them simultaneously and get the reactions to everything.
Mhm.
They didn't have to like get a close up of one, do it all over the other side, and it's fantastic stuff.
Yeah. And I think I saw Mann talk about how he doesn't like rehearsals in general. I didn't know how I specifically on that scene, but he's like I always have the fear of like we do it in rehearsal and it's like might be the best one. It's like I want to get everything on camera for we're gonna have, especially that scene.
Right.
So I assume that's probably how they went with that one. We're like, we're not gonna practice this. Like this is gonna be the practice. You guys know your lines, but like the dynamic, like we're just gonna go. And it was magic. It worked out.
Yeah, 100%. Which brings us to our final award being the MVP. Who's your MVP?
My MVP goes to Michael Mann. And I feel like it doesn't always have to be the case where we say like he wrote it and directed it, but like especially in this case, just the way the things that we like about like the characters and obviously the performances are a big part of it. But it's just the aspect of Neil having that code is such like a interesting part of it, and like I'm giving the nods to him on that. Like I don't think De Niro went to him and like, oh, I think this would be a great idea for
30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. That just that dynamic is just so interesting because all the crime movies and things I've never heard someone have like a specific code thing like that gets mentioned so many times that actually gets put into action and he actually follows it. And him insisting on going to the real locations and just trying to make it as authentic as possible and just getting like people like to be like to get like even Danny Trejo to have him in there and have him kind of as like a consultant a little bit because he actually served time for like armed robbery and stuff like that. It's a great movie by Michael Mann. I just had to give him some love for giving us something like that.
Yeah, and I mean it's a good point about like the rule that Neil has. Like it's a big plot point too.
Yeah,
it's great for his character. It makes it super interesting. But like the whole moment with Edie in the car and then Vincent's coming down the street. That's literally exactly what we're talking about.
No, 100%.
You got this girl. The heat is right around the corner. Are you going to turn away or not? And like that's like a hinging part of the story. Is the name of the movie. And yeah, I mean he's my
I figured.
I mean
certified.
3 certified. I'd love to see it. I mean Michael Mann, like you said, wrote and directed. That doesn't always necessarily mean that you're going to get the MVP, but when the writing and direction are both incredible, like come on. I mean, like we talked about in the set pieces, they're directed amazing. The characters are absolutely amazing. It's got a gripping story. Like we're moving super fast. We don't know what's happening next. We get the showdown with the two guys. Like the story is just moving so fast, and you're just you need to know what happens next. The fact that he wrote it, and this movie is full of bars.
Yeah, that's like, that is a good point.
I give him credit for that too. He was spitting.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100%. I didn't even take that in. Yeah.
And not only the set pieces were they directed great, but they were super well thought out too. Because right, you have to show, like we talked about, all the like saying stuff without saying stuff about Waingro being an outsider and just showing how meticulous and detailed that Neil is in that we're seeing in how they do these setups, right? Like everything's well thought of. How are they gonna get into this building? Well, Chirito climbs up this thing and disables the alarm, and then Chris breaks the lock, and then all this stuff is just so detailed that like we learn just from watching what's happening how smart these guys are. It's not like we have to hear them talk about
Like
I gotta research
exposition
this
stuff
and
like
do this.
that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, 100%. Yeah, like we were talking about earlier in the pod how it's just so much show don't tell, and like that is majority. That's majority of the movie. It's just like through their actions, you're seeing exactly what these guys are about.
Yep.
Then no one needs to tell us. Like sometimes it's fun when you get like the little bit of those hyping up moments of exhibitions, like in John Wick.
Yeah.
Like but those are done. That's done in a good way. Like instead of like you're just hyping up this guy's.
They're leaning into it in that movie though.
No, exactly. But in this case, it's just a perfect example of that show and don't tell. Which is great. Shout out Michael Mann. 3 certifieds.
3 certifieds. What do we have?
Fit check. No, it wasn't fit check. Yeah, we got lazy
scene and MVP.
Yeah, lazy scene MVP. Hey, it's not 6. The show's still going on. You said last time we get 6 certified. The show's over. Said the show lives on. The show lives on.
The film room continues, baby.
The film room continues.
The heat is around the corner.
Exactly. And if you want to be part of the conversation, you can follow us at the Film Room Pod on Instagram and TikTok. We're also the Film Room Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple. If you want to give us a review, or even if you leave a comment, we'll read it on the pod. It could be funny, serious, or weird, whatever. We don't care. We'll read it on the pod. I always forget, Scott, how many stars should they give if they are going to give us a review?
1.2 million.
Okay. I don't know if you can do that, so I think we'll just be satisfied for 5.
Yeah.
5. I think 5 will do. We appreciate that.
We would appreciate that very much.
We appreciate that very much. We're still, I checked the other day, we're still ranked 999. So if you want to help us, this little podcast grow, and you love the content, we appreciate that. You have any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, thank you to Kobe.
Oh yeah, shout out Kobe. Yeah,
thank you to Kobe for the request. Great movie. We were gonna do it at some point for sure, but the fact that he said he had watched it for the first time, and he was like, "Man, I really want to hear your guys' thoughts on it." So hope you enjoyed, Kobe. Hope we lived up to what you were expecting. And if anybody else wants to request, hit us up.
Yeah, 100%. Throw out the requests. Like especially something like with Kobe too. He's always engaging. He's always showing love. He's always showing love. So if he's like, "Yo, you guys should do Heat." We got to. Like we obviously, like when we have the new releases that we want to do, we do those because it's happening the weekend. But when we're gonna do a classic anyway, most likely. So it's like, hey, Heat. It's the summertime. Got my Heat jersey. I think I already acknowledged that, but I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
And with that being said, I want you to remember, we want to hurt no one. We are here to talk movies. Tell a friend about us. Think of your film family. Be a hero. And peace out.